Welcome everyone to the SCF presentation of the SCL Championship Finals. I'm Rebel Pilot, and joining me are Allie and Spoon. Hi guys.
Picture! Oh my god, I'm so cute! I'm so fucking cute.
I tried to find the best picture of you. Spoony, sorry, I didn't know you were joining me until like 2 minutes ago, so no picture for you. Sorry.
Hi, welcome everybody. Thank you for coming to the Spoon Show.
Spoon are drinking to celebrate his last day of college.
Congrats! And I think Medic also is graduating soon. So
Yay, Medic!
A lot of college grads joining the ranks of us graduate folks here.
Adulting, woo!
So tonight, in 30 minutes, we have Savrip and Tempasta going at it head-to-head in the finals of Season 8 here. Before we go through it, guys, any thoughts on this season and how we got here? I know, Al, you don't really fly, but how about you, Spoon?
I mean, Lauren is the best person in the world, except when she's yelling at me. Other than that, no. Both teams are trash. Especially Velian.
Wow. How about you, Spoon? What are your thoughts?
Officially, I have no comment on the semifinals.
You mean the ones where you guys got rolled by Savrip?
No, it was not a roll. Shut up. Officially have no comment there, but the rest of the season, I think it's been a really fun season SCL for everybody. I mean, like, there's been a lot of changes from, like, not just like the meta within game, but like within the teams themselves. I mean, we're seeing a lot of teams that traditionally will finish lower, finishing higher than normal. But we're also seeing some changes within the big teams. Like, I mean, teams that you expect to win every time yes.
Well, no, I agree with you, right?
Because like, make excuses for Baywatch.
I think I agree because the skill gap is closed. I think a great example of that, and I was going to go into is Hiveguard. Hiveguard is, even when they were Guac, they were kind of just chasing all the time. But that's a team I expect to do much better next season and be challenging for a championship. And even in the mid-tier, a lot of people expected Orange to be a lock to enter the championship playoffs, and they kind of floundered in round 3, which threw them out, and a team like TRA came above them, right? I think next season will be even closer than this season was. So I really agree with you, Spoon, that this season was different in that the meta didn't really shift too much, but everyone got sharper about it, and it was a much more exciting season for everyone around. Even the top, like the top didn't go as expected for a lot of people. So,
I mean, I think a big part of that is also the mods not changing between. I mean, there was the banned Oxes, but that was really more of a like. The changes there we're definitely seeing. I mean, we've been seeing a lot of more flexes being PK'd this season, especially the defenders, since they no longer have their dampener hole and their shields.
Yep.
So like that's been like the overall meta hasn't changed. I mean, we're still flying boring 2-2-1.
Well, not every team is, right? Not every team is like
not every team.
Yeah, sticking the 2-2-1. Like a lot of teams are trying to find
most of the top teams. What top team isn't doing 2-2-1?
Well, that's
or 3 bombers. Blah.
Triple bomber. Well, I mean you're going to see the top teams still stick with what they know, what they're good at. But I mean, we've seen definitely a lot of different strategies from the not B tier, but like rank
round B
teams and below, round B teams and below.
I think the B wing is going to start making more of a presence. Both Savrip and Siren have been working at it. Siren, I think, getting a little bit more advantage out of it because they've actually committed to it, right? But I think there are teams that will find the B wing to have value. They just need to have the skill sets in order to fly it because of the high demand of the B wing evasion, right? But the B wing can bring a lot of punch power to it.
Definitely, and the B wing has always been. I mean, I want to say like a meme ship, but it's always been one of those out of pocket strategies that only you know what teams to expect it out of. But I think this season we've been seeing a lot more people running it. Sagan ran it for Savrip against Baywatch one game. Didn't work out well, but I mean, still, it was an effective strategy that kept him up.
How do you spell
We've
lemonade?
seen
Lemonade.
I got it. I got it.
Oh my god. Continue.
What are you trying to reveal my drink? You trying to reveal my
No,
special drink
I'm
recipe?
drinking Mike's Harder lemonade, but it's cranberry. But I was trying to type it in Savrip and it was not working.
Oh my god.
But yeah, definitely B-Wing. I can definitely see some more teams trying to master it and work it into their repertoire of strategies to pull out. I mean, just like we're seeing with talk of the controversial subject of the ooping itself. I mean, the more teams that you think can do it, I mean, we're just looking for. A lot of teams are looking for new strategies and new avenues. I mean, you're always going to have those top teams that are going to dominate 2-2-1 almost no matter what against the lower ranked teams. But if these lower ranked teams can find some other strategies like we're seeing with like the Oop, the B-Wing and such. I mean, we're seeing Autumn running A-Wing. I mean, A-Wing has always been one of those ships that have been written out
Ooh, Autumn
as
a. She helped me cast one day when you guys were not nice to me.
What are we never not nice to you? But no, you're right. The A-Wing has like shown some value too, right? And even Cat throwing double support, and they're optimizing it further, right? Cat, I think, is another team that will play very, very off meta, and is making it work because of the fact that teams don't prep for it properly, and then it throws them off a bit, or it kind of like it's a little bit of a joke.
Takes a moment to adjust. Yeah,
and then they suddenly run it very strongly. And you're like, oh crap, I'm behind in this game. How do I counter this? Right? You're caught mid game trying to adjust, and some teams fail to adjust to that, right? So I think that teams in the offseason are going to look at off-meta stuff, or even bringing back the 3 bombers and Empire to try and find something to throw other teams off. And it's going to be interesting this offseason with shakeups, retirements, and whatnot, how teams adjust in order to try and win next season, with it being more wide. I'd say next season be way more wide open. And as you said, the Oop, people didn't expect someone like Kenton Strider to do it, then all of a sudden they busted out as a play to kind of shake things up going to their next round, and it had value for them against Orange. Orange really in their opens were kind of disheveled, trying to make sure they didn't get caught with their pants down. But then when they did prepare properly, they stopped the Kindred Striders in Game 3 of their playoff series, which they still lost anyway, but it really like threw them off. But they had to protect against it because they knew that the Striders could come right back onto them and finish the game quickly, right? So I think there's going to be a lot of different stuff that teams will look at, like you said, in order to be much more competitive. And the skill sets are just going to get tighter and tighter. Like we're going to see fewer gaps, I think, between the teams.
Definitely.
Yeah, a lot of talk of iron bombs here. I don't know. I'm not a fan of the iron bomb.
No, you get a B-Wing with 10 ion bombs, then you get a second B-Wing with the 10 regular bombs, and then they just trade off once the shields are down.
I don't think the B-Wing can't bring ion bombs. B-Wing can't do ion bombs, right?
Doesn't it have ion bombs?
I don't think so. Well, we'll have to look into that.
Oh, then you get a Y-Wing with ion bombs.
Yeah,
and
true.
then you trade that off with the B-Wing coming in right behind.
But let's with 20 minutes ago, let's talk about the playoffs really quickly and catch everyone up. So if you haven't followed the playoffs, it started with 2 play-ins, the Hellporgs and CA Thunder, and Hiveguard and the Rebel Alliance. Hellporgs won 3-0 in their match against a very tough Thunder team, and Hiveguard pushed the Rebel Alliance out 3-0 as well to move on to their next rounds. I need to update this. In the top match, Baywatch versus Hellporgs, Baywatch won that one 3-0 in a very convincing fashion. In the other matchup, Savrip Prime went up against Niwi Siren, also in a very convincing fashion, won their match 3-1. In a very close third-round match, Backstreet Boys just edged out CA Blue 3-2 in what I assume was a very strong PK battle. Unfortunately, I didn't watch that match, but I'm assuming it's a very strong PK battle. And then Hiveguard and Tempasta edged Hiveguard 3-1 in a very tight affair there. And then in the semifinals, Savrip Prime upset Baywatch 3-2 with a very, very strong showing from the ejected pair of Quinn and Platt. And in the opposite match, Tempasta just overcomes Backstreet Boys 3-2 to set us up for our finals here between Savrip Prime and Tempasta. Before we look at the 2 finals, guys, any quick thoughts on the playoffs here and some of the matchups that you were either in or that you watched?
Bruh, Baywatch fucked up against Savrip. They could have won.
Going right to it.
They could have won. Like, they could have won. I was like, I was so Spoon, you go ahead and sit down. But I don't know what happened. I was not in those comms, but there was not great synergy there. Or something happened, and no, you sit down too. You're a Savrip simp.
I know. I don't think that's fair to Savrip as well, because especially Quinn and Platt did a fantastic job of trying to stave off
Platt
the
did
PK
great.
from Baywatch. Baywatch's PK was very sharp that series. Platt and Quinn just were slightly better in this matchup, and that's not saying a lot because
I don't think Baywatch's PK was there very much at all.
You don't think so? I mean, Spoon, what are your thoughts on that? I thought you guys were very sharp.
Hi, Baywatch PK here.
No. No.
Flying on the inside right now.
There was just no synergy. There was no synergy. You would see somebody chase somebody and then nobody followed it up. And then there would be somebody else chasing somebody and then nobody followed it up. And Platt is very evasive and Quinn is good and they just couldn't follow it up. I think they fucking lost.
Again, I think part of that's also positioning from Quinn and Platt. Quinn and Platt were very sharp with their positioning as well. Like they really, when they knew when to drag the PK back, to stretch the field out, to give their objective pair space in order to work and survive, so Lord can get over.
When did Sagan okay, listen. I've known Sagan for multiple seasons now, but when did Sagan get so good at PK?
Sagan's always been very PK. So when we took Sagan on, we wanted Sagan for his PK. In fact, Sagan is a great PKer.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like it's just turned up this season or something.
Oh, driven.
I don't know. It seems like it's been much better this season.
I think
Wayne,
the team.
Shush your face.
I think the team definitely dug deep, especially after such a poor regular season. And I don't want to say it was a terrible regular season. They stayed up in A the entire season, but they struggled against teams that they should have shown better against, and Baywatch included, right? They looked terrible in that last Baywatch round. I think they really said to themselves, you know what, we can't go into the playoffs like this, and they put the work in to sharpen up, to make sure they mitigated their mistakes, right? And that's the story of the Baywatch Savrip Prime matchup, that Savrip Prime mitigated their mistakes, and even in some critical parts, I remember Quinn in Game 5 got a pick on Disco Dino right before the flip, which slowed down the farm, and really, moments like that are what win championships, right? They were sharp from top to bottom, and they really brought the Baywatch, who were playing poorly. Baywatch played very, very well in that matchup. Just Savrip brought a different gear to that matchup, in my opinion.
Yeah, they did not play like their last 5 matches prior to that.
Wow.
6, actually. We were on a 6 undefeated streak. Thank you very much. Listen, I'm not one to blame lag, but if I will make one comment about those games.
Okay, Lions.
Oh
my God.
My Ions
Tempest.
were not hitting. I got so many partial dunks that 5th game.
Where the fuck is Knight? Where's Lions? Where are all? Isn't it Cab? Cab always blames lag.
Listen, no, hey. Look, all right. I'm not even saying it was lag. That's not even a lag thing, okay? That's a server side thing, you know.
Yeah, but small moments. It was small moments, right? And I think that's sorry, both the series. Honestly, Tempasta and Backstreet Boys also was very close. I think Backstreet Boys is a twofold factor. Tempasta was definitely more sharp. And Backstreet Boys had the personnel issue, that they were playing Dathka as a cover because they couldn't field 5 for the game, right?
We're not talking about Dathka. That child gets too much attention.
Well, no, my point being is that, it's these small moments lead to the differences at this level, especially at the top here, right?
Fame Plane, do you have your hand in a fucking bag of ice?
Is that Fame Plane?
No, I'm marinating chicken.
You can hear it.
Live on stream?
This is the most professional stream I've ever done, guys. Thank you.
Somebody's
welcome to the Fame Cooking Show, everybody.
Hey, you know what? This chicken is going to be delicious. I got olive oil, soy sauce, garlic powder, garlic salt, and
is that the secret? Is that the secret for?
Wasabi.
Is that the secret for?
Yes.
Is that the secret for this tonight's final? Is that your secret sauce for tonight's final? There.
Yeah. Whoever had soy sauce for the pre-match meal wins. That's what I'm going with.
Okay. Well, I think that's a good segue into talking about the two teams here in the final. Let's start with Savrip. Savrip controlled Siren in their first matchup, and then fought a hard-fought series against Baywatch in which they won 3-2. It looks like the team is gelling right now. They are looking very strong. Quinn and Platt are vibing right now. Lauren is doing her usual thing, and Sagan, Krieg, and Hod, especially Hod in his rotations, is getting the job done. For me, the keys. For me, the keys to win tonight for Savrip are they're going to bring the PK. They are statistically behind Tempasta in the PK, but they have to bring it. Tempasta cannot be allowed to run rampant on the damage. They can't give up bad deaths. I know it's true for anyone to say, but Savrip has, through the regular season, looked bad in that regards. They have to play clean tonight. And they just have to find that extra gear and objective damage. Tempasta is always the team to look at when you're looking at objective damage. But I think Savrip can do it here with Quinn and Platt, who are very strong objective players. Guys, what do you think here for Savrip's chances, and what do they need to do to win?
Dude, Platt was such a good pickup for you guys. Platt is also amazing. Lauren and Platt, just fucking amazing. Well, Lauren when she's not yelling at me. I think they just need to not be trash, and they'll win.
Okay.
Wow, strong statement there. Strong statement there.
I mean, realistically, there's nobody who wants Tempest to lose more than me.
Oh my god.
Listen, Fameplane, you could have stayed in your chicken marinating happy place and left me alone.
He's just here to make sure you don't say
chose not
something
to.
stupid.
Oh, too late for that. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, play Velian and Savrip will probably win. So
Jesus Christ. I will say.
Go ahead, Fave. Go ahead.
Because part of the reason how I think one of Savrip's strongest suits is their really short defenses, because Quinn and Platt, their chemistry is really, really strong. So as long as their oxes are lit, they are alive, I think that can minimize the OBJ race. Because I don't know who on Tempasta will be a good PK target to go for. Like Isoto's bouncy, all their bombers, all their flexes are bouncy. Only thing that I could see is maybe if there's a resupply that like hits a debris and that keeps a TIE bomber from getting resubbed, maybe. But I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's not about
order.
But for me, it's not about kills, right? It's about slowing down their farm, especially on defense. And map selections will play into this, right? You're right. Map selection plays into this, because if it's Yavin, you don't bother. You just burn the raider, get the farm, and go back on offense, right? But on a map like Galatan, Nadiri, you can buy time by just abusing the bombers so that they're not doing anything, right? And I think that is why I say bring the PK. Savrip has to be smart with their map selection, and then slow the bombers down on their offenses in whatever way they can. And like I said in the game against Baywatch, Quinn looked for the PK. It's something she normally doesn't do, but she looked for the PK and got disco. And she's got to do more stuff like that in order to win these transitions and win the match, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, because Tempest PK is actually ridiculously good. I don't know who their PK is or who I just called good.
Scribbler and Velian.
I like Scribbler. Scribbler's okay. Oh, Velian. Fuck Velian.
And then and then Zero and X, could also bring it. I mean, we don't know if Zero and X are going to show up tonight, so we'll see.
Wait, who is? Oh, you mean
Ekpired?
Ekpired.
Yeah.
Why do you guys call him Expired?
Ekpired. I said Ekpired, but we call him X for short.
Oh, that's so weird.
So before I go to Tempasta, Spoon, any thoughts from you?
You have 12 minutes, so don't dilly-dally.
Wow, you cut him off. Go ahead.
Savrip, I'm going to have to kind of push back against your argument that it needs to be the PK. I think it definitely depends on the map as we specified. I think it's just a matter of not dying is more important here for Savrip. We know that they have a strong OBJ. I think the point there is not dying. If you can get your flexes on Savrip to start buying cover for yours, then like for your bombers and stuff like that, I think that's definitely a good strategy you want to pull out there. I think Savrip has a stronger chance here in beating Tempasta in the OBJ race if they can do a couple things correctly. If they can manage the morale bar, which they have been shown that they have been able to do, especially on flips from opening, they are able to pull the morale bar.
In fact, it sounds like someone's sucking dick.
Oh my god! Continue.
Bailey stream.
That's the sound of Jareen regretting he didn't join this cast.
Staying
also,
alive.
JP, yes, it will be a heavily biased. As much as what Rebel says he's not biased, he's biased as fuck.
Anyway,
Staying
sorry,
alive
Spoon.
and managing the morale bar is definitely the key. I think one of the keys to Savrip's success here tonight.
Cool. Yeah, I don't disagree, right? But let's switch to Tempasta and what they need to do, right? So Tempasta held off Hive Guard, were able to overcome the Backstreet Boys. As we said earlier, dominant OBG play. Tempasta is known for it. They definitely need to bring it tonight in order to win this. And their team diversity is very good. They can rotate players in and out. They can change formations where they need on the fly because of the ability to adapt with their player lineup. So for me, the keys to win tonight's races, win the OBJ races, they got to just do more damage than Savrip. Winning the open there will be a critical part. They got to pressure Savrip into mistakes, especially Plat and Q. If they can make sure Plat and Q don't do their jobs effectively, they have a high chance of winning their matches. And at the end of the match, be ahead in a base race. I think these matches will all go to base races. And it's going to be about showing who can do the oop better than the other. And Savrip, some of the team there have done it before. Tempest aren't slouches in it. I think Tempest stays ahead in the base race. They won't ever have to worry about losing the match. And that's it. That's how I see Tempasta's path to victory. What do you guys think in terms of Tempasta's chances here and what they need to do?
Actually, Rebel, before I get my answer, what do you think are the chances of us seeing Lions with that ICY they pulled up against Beck?
Lions brought that simply to counter the PK here. There might be a chance, especially on the map selection factor, depending on what maps come out. It's a very strong possibility, especially to slow down Plat and Q, right? So I think it'll be map dependent, and that's my feeling.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, thoughts on this before we go to predictions?
I'm just happy that I'm not the complete butt of JP's bullying.
I'm always a complete butt of JP's bullying. I mean,
Wasabi, why are you being mean?
Okay, to be fair, Squash, as much as you get bullied, Rebel gets bullied way more than you, like by a lot. It's not even close. It's not even close.
You guys just didn't hear last time.
Are you called the bench boy? Anyway.
No, I'm called an idiot. Like, literally, I'm called an idiot, like, every fucking day. Listen, okay, this has turned into a JP bullies
yeah,
you
exactly.
support group.
So, back to the point at hand. So, thoughts on Tempasta's path to victory here and their chances of winning?
Don't play Velian. You guys will win.
I'm going to say this is they're so fundamentally sound. They are not ones to make mistakes. So I'm going to say if they stick to the script, this is their match to lose. Look for a possible bonk or a pilot error death to give Savrip the opening, which I think they're good enough to exploit. But that's my initial thought right now. And Baby Josie wants to eat food, so I'm going to go. Thanks.
Bye,
for
Thanks for hanging out.
all this.
Marinating your chicken.
Oh, okay, sweet. Oh, by the way,
Spoon, your thoughts.
So happy for you, yay!
So I mean, look, this is Drunk Spoon talking, kind of. I think I agree with Ali that also I think people are kind of tired of seeing Tempesta winning, or Tempest winning in general.
Dude, it's so boring.
I mean, I think if there is any season in the history that of the SCL that it looks like that they could lose, it is definitely this season because they have not had the greatest track record that they're usually known for. I mean, they are in the second seed spot, but they have had kind of a rocky season so far. They've been, I mean, especially I know against. I have no idea if the Yakety Sax is playing or not. I have it muted.
It is. Just keep going. Keep going. It is. Just keep going.
Okay, cool.
Oh, it is?
Cool.
I can't hear it.
I can.
But if there was a season that they could lose it, I think that they've actually shown their faults a lot more this season than before. I know Baywatch 2-0'd them. I know they had some trouble against Beck. I don't know what Savrip's track record is against Tempesta.
It's not been good. And historically,
it's not been good.
No, it's not been good, especially in the playoffs. They've never beaten Tempesta in the playoffs. And this goes back to Cal Cup 1. This matchup in particular is an old school rivalry. Tempest was the very first team we fought in the round of 16 in Cal Cup 1, and they won 2-1. Oh, so we did win one match. No, they won 2-0. Sorry, they won 2-0 there.
Wait, Rebel, you're not on that team. You can't say we.
I'm still a Savrip.
He was on that team.
I was on that Cal Cup team.
Flames, no bias.
I was in that Cal Cup team. But this is an old school rivalry, and Tempesta has dominated the playoffs of this. During the regular season, it's a little bit closer. But definitely in the playoffs, it goes Tempesta's way heavily.
I love Lauren and Platt, But quite honestly, like, if Tempest loses, this is gonna be a really bad look. Like, Tempest is the better team with the better players. I love you, Lauren and Platt, and you guys are great. But if Tempest loses, like, bruh, I mean, I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna run through the streets. Actually, I'm not gonna run because Lauren will probably yell at me. But
Get off your foot.
yeah, no, like, yikes if Tempest doesn't lose.
So I guess
Or
that goes,
doesn't win.
Doesn't
win.
win.
Sorry.
How about you, Spoon? How about your thoughts on this for Tempasta and how they're going to win this?
Yeah, again, I definitely stand by the fact that if there was ever a season that Tempasta could not win the championship, it's this one.
Okay.
But I also feel that based on the track record and history and my own personal experiences playing against Savrip this season, I just don't. I mean, obviously this isn't me coming from they beat us 3-2, but more so in general talking. I don't know if Savrip has. They might be able to take a round, but I do definitely, unfortunately, see Tempasta walking away with this tonight.
Oh yeah, I think they can take a round for sure because but it'll just, like, Tempest is very anger motivated, and like when they lose, it's like they get stronger because they get pissed off. And honestly, like, while I don't condone anger, and you probably need some anger management classes, Tempest, like, it's a pretty effective strategy for winning.
Okay, so what's your prediction, Allie? What do you think? Tempesta and what? In how many games?
Fuck if I know. I'm not a sportscaster.
Tempest. How about you, Spoon? What do you think? Tempest in how many games? Or are you thinking Savrip?
Tempest 3-1.
Tempest 3-1. Yeah, I think for me, Tempest ends up winning this one, but I think it goes all 5 games. Savrip plays up their sleeves, but I do agree. Tempest just, because they have the higher seed, so they have a bit of advantage on faction and map selection, especially in Game 5. I think they will split their first 4 matches, and then Tempest will just win it in Game 5. That's my feeling here.
Wasabi, you're so sweet.
Of course, I want Savrip to win. The Savrip you want.
I mean, we all want Savrip to win. I think everybody would love to see an upset. Who doesn't want to see an upset? And Savrip, if you're watching, take a note out of Tempest book. Get pissed off about these predictions. Go fuck them up, man.
Yeah, I mean,
ladies, people.
That's not a bad thing to say, though, right? Because I mean, part of the playoffs is being emotionally motivated and playing in the right mindset, right? So you have to be strong in terms of playing to win. It's just not playing the game, but playing to win, right? And you're right. Tempest have a championship mentality, and they bring it season after season. Savrip has to believe they're going to win this game. They feel they're a team of destiny, right? If you feel you're a team of destiny, you start to play like you're a team of destiny, and they need to feel that tonight, is my opinion.
Spoon, you are so cute in that picture.
Thank you very much.
I like your floral shirt. You have really nice boobs, too.
Thank
Great
you.
tattoo.
I worked hard on them.
Rebel, you're looking quite sharp with your bow tie. I'm not going to flirt with you because you're married, so that's the extent of what I'm going to say. But very sharp bow tie, sir.
You look like Matt Smith's doctor. Just saying.
So we have 2 minutes to when the match will start. They haven't selected their maps yet or anything, so we're kind of waiting here. They're not even shit talking each other in the chat. So with these 2 minutes,
I mean, do they shit talk each other? Like, there's nothing. Savrip gets, or not Savrip, Tempest gets mad, but they're like not a fun group in general. Like, they're not like they get pissed off, but they don't really shit talk. They don't have fun. They're very serious people. They're just like, they don't know. They're not fun.
They're not a fun group to be around,
No.
or to watch, or both.
Both. I mean,
Wow.
Nobody at this level is fun. As much as I have bias towards Baywatch, like, nobody at this level is fun. Everybody at this level is fucking boring as shit.
I think you need a certain mentality in order to win, right? Looking at the poll I just put up earlier, it looks like a lot of people think Tempasta's going to win as well. 63% of the votes go towards Tempasta, 38% go towards Savrip. I don't know why that math doesn't add up, but it doesn't add up because Twitch is stupid.
No, it does not add up.
What?
Allie wants more PK. Yeah, no, I mean, quite frankly, I want a new meta, Rain. Like, I'm so tired of 2-2-1. I'm so tired of the same people winning over and over and over again. I mean, like, it's a bottleneck to new players. Like, I'm very pro new meta. I give zero shits to that meta is.
Maybe they start adopting more of the SPL mods so that we get a lot more deaths. The Squadrons Premier League, the 5v5 dogfighting league.
Okay, first 0, Fox given. There's 3 H's in squash. You can see it on the stream.
Yep, I spelled it right. I spelled it right.
You did spell it right, thank you. Second of all, I do watch Niwi games, and I cast them. Why do you think I cast, like, the whole Challenger division? It's not for funsies. Shut the fuck up, JP.
Squish.
They still haven't they're not even talking about selecting maps yet. I wonder if...
Bruh, ping them. I would ping the fuck out of all of them. Fame playing, get me in that chat. Get me in that chat right now. We'll start real fucking quick.
Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play.
Put me in. We will start very quickly. I do not dilly-dally. If you tell me you're going to be on at 9 o'clock, you fucking be on at 9 o'clock.
Oh.
On the topic there of meta switches, though, I know it's not practical, but the day that flying information becomes meta will be my favorite day.
Like ducks?
Yeah. Attacking in like a formation, you know. Hey, can you imagine like 5 Y-wings flying in like a V shape over a Star Destroyer, dropping bombs? There you go.
I feel like that's JP playing War Thunder, though.
I want bombs. Why can't I've been wanting bombs since Cal Cup 3. Let's bring bombs to the meta.
Don't they have
Not really.
bombs in the game?
They do, but like everyone's afraid of running it. We need more people running bombs in the meta.
It's also they're literally evil. Bellion, like that's what's so crazy, right? Because like nobody actually really understands this or knows this, but Bellion and I are actually really, really, really good friends. Like really good friends. And it's very strange like how much I can't stand Tempest, and Bellion and I do have very strict like no squadrons talk rules because I can't stand his copycat attitude of Tempest. But like Bellion, I love you, buddy. You're my favorite. Well, one of them. And I just think you're bad, and I think your team's bad.
I am pretty sure these teams are still warming up right now. This is how intense it is because not
Put
one person
me in the chat.
I can't. Fame has to do that. Fame has to do
that. Okay, hold on.
I will tag Savrip Squadron here.
Put me in the chat.
I have to play admin, even though I'm not an SL admin.
Starting on time. I will make.
I guess I should start this game here. I'm going to launch this Squadrons game.
I think Squash is drunk. Squash is very drunk. Squash is like very consciously not standing up. I'm not fucking messaging Jito. Fuck that shit. Dead weight.
Wait, should we make a drinking game out of this?
Put me in the chat with Savrip and...
I guess since we have a lot of time here, I'm going to start the first salty bets and set it for like whatever the longest amount is because we have a bit of time here, people.
They are not starting.
I'm going to do a drink every time somebody dies.
I'm not staying in here for this cast.
Then you will be sober. You will be very, very sober.
Wasabi, what VC do you want to go to?
You guys can go to the watch party. There's the watch party.
Wasabi is never coming back to SCL. Come on.
Wasabi's never going to fly. Oh, true. Go to Savrip.
No, I mean, he's never actually... Ew, I don't want to go to Savrip.
Hey, I have hydrated. I am drinking more of my drink right now.
I am too. Medic, we're almost halfway through the next 16 fluid ounces. Wasabi, what VC do you want to sit in?
Looks like there's a watch party, everyone. Go to that watch party if you want to hang out.
It's just Red. I mean, Zyphaz is cool, but Red, fuck that dude.
Still waiting to hear about what maps everyone's picking. Excuse me. Too much Diet Coke here at once.
Too bad it's not drinky drink.
So they're picking the maps.
Final fucking lead. They got scared.
Looks like Tempasta is picking Nadiri for game 1 and 2. I don't think it's gonna matter what Savrip pick in game 1 here, but we'll find out what Savrip is picking for game 1.
Wasabi, why do you hate me? Fine, I'll go to Savrip. You want to be not biased. And you want to go to Savrip? Come on, son.
Where the cool hangout spot?
Wait, Savrip or Savrip Prime? Because I'm not in
Savrip.
Savrip Prime.
Savrip.
He's not in Savrip.
The real Savrip. The real Savrip.
He's not in Savrip.
Who is not? Wasabi is 1000% in Savrip Discord. I promise you.
No,
Who-
but he's like not in the VC right now. Oh, I
Oh,
found him.
yeah.
Okay. I'm going to listen to the voice of an angel. Bye, guys.
Thanks for joining me, Allie. I appreciate it. Spoon, you're welcome to stay in color cast if you like.
Yeah.
Waiting for Savrip to pick their team side. I'm assuming they're going to want to start Empire, but we'll find out. So near Deary will be game 1 and 2. So definitely, that will definitely be whoever wins that open there is probably going to win that game. I don't see it any other way.
I will drink alcohol. Yes.
Per kill? I think you should drink double shots per kill.
Not talking.
Double shots per kill.
Yeah.
So...
Alright.
Because we're gonna have like 3 kills in this match, and you know it.
All right. Sounds good. I'll do a double every.
Can
death.
anybody hear me?
We can hear
Yes,
you.
I
Hi.
can hear you.
Oh, okay. Because I went there and he wasn't talking to me.
Oh.
So I came
We'll try
back.
again.
Okay.
We can hear you. Oh, that worked.
You just gotta know how to speak her language.
And it looks like period 1 of the Devils and Rangers are 0-0, so my heart rate's okay right now. Even though the Devils have some great chances to score. I could not figure out the heart rate thing, guys. Sorry. Could not figure out the heart rate thing.
Oh, it's like a Twitch extension for a heart
Yeah.
rate monitor.
Yeah, I have. I should just post the stats after the match.
Looks like there's a lobby up.
Oh, they have a
Under
lobby.
Quinn. I don't have the access that. Well, Scribbler also has a lobby, so.
Oh, Savrip's gonna take NR for game 1. Interesting.
I may need you to DM me the password when they.
They
get it.
haven't. Yeah, I will.
All right.
And then game 3 and 4 will be S-less. S-less for game 3 and 4. So we're gonna see the S-less tonight.
Sounds about right. I think that'll play into both team strategy. I know Tempasta has been practicing a lot of Nadiri. And I know that they've been going hard on their PK on Nadiri, so I'm a little bit worried for Savrip there if that we're going back to what we are talking about earlier, if they need to stay alive here.
Yeah, they have to split. They have to 1000% split the first games. If they don't split game 1 and 2, it may be a 3-out for Tempasta. I do agree. Like Tempasta, very smart with the Nadiri pick, forcing Savrip to basically win the open, and that's not an easy feat, especially against a team like Tempasta, who could come out 3 bombers. We will see here.
Which is, of course, Savrip coming out with the counter of their pick of Nadiri with Esleys, which we know Esleys to be a very strong map for Savrip with their farm. They're always on top of the packs, getting them right out the flip. So I'm expecting a lot of quick defenses if we reach Esleys.
And yeah, that's you're right. Like the Quinn and Platt have to do what they do best, and that's catch the spawning packs. It's been a very strong map for Savrip for a long time. Then they just have to continue that. But if they lose both games in the open, winning 2 in S-less against Tempasta will be very, very difficult, especially because Tempasta took Empire for game 3, and S-less kind of favors Empire because of the damage race there, though that farm is slightly easier for NR, so we'll see how they adapt to it.
I mean, the essential part here is definitely, how you handle your oops, how you handle your time in phase. Because I know on a map like Esleys, getting an out of phase, if you're the second to attack, like the other team gets to attack first, you have to get your oop. If you don't get your oop there, it's pretty much over. It's gonna be really hard to come back.
It could be game management as well, right? You're right. If you fail to get the oop, then you have to get double oop on the next one and hold, so you have a very short defense. But then you have to one phase the flagship, right? So you have to game manage it, which is hard.
It's definitely. This is when you talk about playoffs here in your Group A teams. I think really once you fall hard behind, it's going to be hard for you to catch back up. That's why each team needs to stay on top of this. Definitely like managing the morale bar and getting as much done as you can in phase. Because if you fall behind like that, where you have to set up for a double oop the next phase, or you get pushed through on the flagship and you can only get one gen while the other team gets a clean run on yours. It's really hard to defend and come back from that. No, I know Savrip has had a lot of trouble with their MC defenses recently with kind of with their morale bar management, and like taking Raider appropriately at the right time, and just stopping off a full MC defense. It's going to be something that hopefully they've been working a lot on in these past week or so since they knew they were coming to finals, and I hope that's something that we'll see have improved on tonight.
Yep, it's gonna be. I think that the flagship base races will be the most exciting part of this, as they always are with these kinds of finals. But hopefully, it really comes close. I sent you the password, Spoons. Hopefully, you saw that. They are entering the lobby right now, so let's go ahead and make sure that my shit works here. It does. You can see the game. Perfect. That was my concern because it sometimes screws up there. Yep, I'm gonna give them the caster clear. Casters are ready. So game 1 about to start up here. SCL Season 8 Championship Finals between Tempasta and Savrip Prime. Savrip Prime's very first finals here in anything, including the Cal Cup. Tempasta this is their, for some of them, their fourth or fifth season as a championship finalist contender, and for some of them it's their fourth in a row. Or fifth in a row even at this point. So this is definitely a tale of two different sides. One perennial champions, the other always chasing and finally, coming to the big stage. So we'll see here whether the Cinderella story can be complete for Savrip Prime or if Tempasta is going to add to their trophy case. Waiting for one more. Sorry, Spoon, go ahead.
Yep. No, definitely. I mean, there's like a lot on the line here for both teams. Tempest, it means keeping their title. With Savrip, it means taking a title, and I mean, just getting here in the first place is an achievement enough.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it was not an easy road for either team. I would say, both sides had their own problems in their playoff series, and both teams had a very difficult road. Tempasta needed 5 games for all of their series so far, which is a complete reverse of some of them in Wise Guys last season, which swept their way to the finals, except for the finals being a 5-game set. And Savrip 3-1 against Siren, then 3-2 against a very, very difficult and hot Baywatch team. So both teams had a very hectic run-in. So this is going to be hopefully 5 games is what I'm hoping tonight, but it seems like a lot of people are thinking Tempasta in 3 or 4 games.
Yep. I don't really see the last coming in here.
I told them we're clear. Let me make sure. Oh, you were right. Yes, Hiveguard Tempasta was only 4 games. My fault. I was thinking of Baywatch. Backstreet and Cab. Okay. We will not look at their lineups, but my prediction here, looking at the lineups, I'm assuming Scribbler X will be Flexes, Soda support, Matt and Tom Bombers. And Savrip should be pretty straightforward. Savrip hasn't changed their lineup all season long for the most part. Krieg and Sagan the flexes, Quinn, Platt, Bombers, and Hod in the support. I think the consistency for Savrip here has been good. So, yes, Spoon, your thoughts. Sorry.
We've seen Savrip change up their lineup just a little bit. We've seen Lauren come in as a bomber, Lauren come in as a support, and we've seen Hod be a flex sometimes. I mean, I think they definitely have enough utility that they can flip around, but it looks like their lineup here is actually pretty standard with Hod being the support. You got Krieg and Sagan, and then, of course, Platt and Quinn. It'll definitely putting Platt and Quinn in here first rather than... No, not to speak on the spill on the others in the team, but I think this is definitely... You want to put your best step forward here in these early rounds, especially... I mean, they picked NR, so we'll definitely see what they've got coming out here, but, I mean, you're already kind of playing down here.
Yep. I mean, maybe Savrip tries something crazy like the Oop here. I mean, you pick NR and Nadiri, you think something crazy is going to happen here, but maybe it's just a psych out from Savrip. I don't know. I don't think Savrip in the long run are going to break up Quinn and Platt unless something is broken. I think Lauren is probably going to come in for the support where she needs to. Quinn and Platt have been vibing all playoffs. Whereas Empire, Tempasta, they can rotate bombers, no problem, and they're going to always be a top draw. What's up, Squash? How are you?
Can we just acknowledge the fact that Spoon said, put your best step forward?
Wait, what?
Not your best, it's your best foot. Put your best foot forward.
I mean, okay.
She's saying that you said the idiom wrong.
Yeah, it was funny to me. Oh, you're so nice. I'm going back to Wasabi.
You stink! No. Love you.
And here we go. Game 1. Coming out for NR is Savrip Squadron. Coming out for Empire will be Tempasta. Follow the bombers here and see if they can get their first packs. Page down. So, yep, as expected, Krieg and Sagan, Flexes, Platt, Quinn, bombers. On the other side, Matt and Tom are the bombers. And 2 defenders coming out from Tempasta here. So the pressure has to come quickly from Tempasta. Those Y-Wings can make quick work of their packs. X is sitting, waiting for Quinn or Platt to come in. Platt! Oh, hard bonk from Platt. Platt needs to recover here. She needs to be fast to pick up this pack. She's got her multi-locks. No, she's going to go low that pack. Quinn is shieldless. Quinn under heavy fire now. Quinn bonked. X is trying to... Is it laggy?
Quinn
Sorry.
goes down.
Oh, Quinn goes down.
Looks like the initial farm suppression on the side of Savrip has not been as effective as they'd like here. Savrip now turning on to Raider, though. There's the morale's very quickly not in their favor. Sagan still trying to PK Maticus, but really just not able to let those lasers connect, and we have the flip.
Oh, and there goes the flip towards Tempasta. Tempasta's got to be fast here on the attack. Give me a second, everyone. I think I know the problem is. Hopefully this improves it. So Tempasta's coming in quickly. Oh my god, there we go. Damage being done. Quarter of the morale coming off. Shields are still up though on that frigate. Very slow shield takedown from Tempasta. Looks like there is a bit of pressure coming on them. They're still up. 30 seconds have passed. No damage to the frigate. Shields are finally down. It is at almost a little bit over third morale for Savrip going their way. Savrip now needs to find the Raider and put it away as Tempasta is blowing through the Raider. I think that was the Raider that went down, yes?
Raider is still up.
No, Raider's still up. They're getting the morale pretty quickly here. Savrip now gonna burn the Raider. They might keep it to under 90-second defense for a first defense. If they can save this, this might be a huge first defense for Savrip here. And as you said earlier on the Top Spoon, Savrip's defense is the highlight of the show for them. Do they save it?
I mean, that's definitely going to be their key here, but this Nebulon is down to 18. Raider's on it. Raider just goes down. Tempest will have their oop here on this first one, and you already see Maticus is already farming here.
Yep.
A little deep into enemy territory, though. He could be taken out by that other Nebulon, but it looks like he's going to be keeping his distance.
They are not going to take the oop. They're going to leave it up, maybe save it for a double oop or get it as a phase flip. Savrip now needs to get to work on the shields. 20 seconds are about to pass. Shields are at half. They need to be a little bit faster as the morale is moving very quickly towards Tempasta's way. Even without the out of phase, Tempasta's moving the needle very quickly. Oh, HOD goes down! Support goes down. They will not have beacons. The shields just come down in the 30-second mark. Savrip have to have an out of phase here, and this is not going to be good if they cannot get the out of phase, but the morale is slowing down for Tempasta. Maticus under heavy pressure from something, and maybe an AI here. Thought Spoon.
Scribbler here also, I mean, that pick on HOD was huge, but Scribbler also went back in and took that oop that we were talking about, and has now shifted his focus over to the Raider. We're in a Raider flip here. And it's now Savrip who's definitely really far behind there with their damage. This is what I was talking about earlier. They need to get in and get this job done because, I mean, they're not going to have a lot of time here being... They're already behind. Savrip doesn't have an oop. They can commit to this oop and try to keep taking it. I mean, but really at this point, Tempasta already has a very sizable lead.
Yeah, I don't think they go for the oop here. It'd be a waste. They can still get the double out of phase and have a very short flagship defense. Quinn now working the farm. She's got 3 in front of her. Platt almost on top of her as well. So Platt turning around now. They are moving the needle very quickly. Again, very slow shield burn. Maticus dunked. Maticus under heavy pressure now from Krieg and Sagan. Sagan turning on the Raider instead. They're going to try and burn the Raider here quickly and hopefully prevent the out of phase. Morale at half for Savrip. The farm very quick, and another pack in front of Quinn and Platt, but Quinn and Platt are kind of on top of each other. They need to figure it out here. Spoon, what do you think? Do you think they stop the out of phase?
I mean, if I was Savrip right now, I'd be probably looking at taking that Raider, but it looks like they're going to be opting to PK instead. Raider and farm here would force Tempasta to have to a very high oop that they're going to have to commit to, but it looks like the longer that they're keeping this morale bar behind, I mean, Tempasta's getting in that damage, and now they're going to have an oop.
Yep, and there it
It's
is.
going to be
It's out of phaseable.
1 AI.
Yeah,
Yep.
1 AI, but that is definitely out of phaseable here, and they're gonna burn it off the top. It is at it's a pretty high. It looks like I can't read it right now. 14. So it's not too low, not too high. They can commit to it. They have the time. The morale is coming in quickly. Savrip going back onto Charlie. They're going to try and get this out of phaseable, but they need to get Delta out. So Had has to make his transition over, which he is doing. Had transitioning over to Delta. He's got to stay alive. He's getting heavy pressure from the flexes. Ekpyred also putting pressure on Platt. They're doubling up on Platt. Platt avoiding the ion dunk. She is going super evasive here. Oh, they push
through Charlie.
Ooh.
So they're going to be not saving this for the double oop. And they're gonna they're gonna spend all this time they got going through Delta, but these shields are there. Comes a huge burst of shield right there, but they still gonna have a lot of damage here to go through. Though the morale is still in Savrip's favor, they got time to push this to an out of phase. Raider is still at full health.
Yeah, then there was a little slow farm from Tempest there. Maybe a little distraction as the flexes on the transition were trying to buy time. It looks like the light cruiser's now at 70. Another beacon here will get it to out of phaseable range. The Raider is not... Raider just had shields down. Let's take a look. They are now starting to burn it. Raider is at 82 and falling. They're going to leave it up. That means Savrip will have to go through, probably, because they'll leave the Corvette at a position to probably take it.
I think Tempasta is going to take that Raider right now here.
Wait.
They're going to let Savrip have this double loop, but they're heading in on a full MC attack now.
It looks like Had was pushing out Ekpyred. Ekpyred's down. Ekpyred got knocked down. They are now on defense, so Savrip needs to turn around very quickly. They need to slow down the attack. There won't be a double disable unless the support gets in.
Support, which looks like Soda is on in the gen right now. Though he had to pull out, not getting his disable, he has to go save Maticus, launching a dumbfire and heading right back into for that gen, trying to finish it off.
Quinn doing everything she can to knock out Maticus. That PK pressure is what they're looking for. Platt's going to kill the resupply to stave off Maticus. One shield gen goes down. Morale at half for the Savrips, but they still need to keep defending here. In order to save the MC's other shield gen, let's see the runs now from Tempasta. Tempasta looks like they're going to hold back. They aren't going to try and kill that other shield gen. They're going to PK the Savrips here to slow them down. Not Tom. Oh, no, Tom is still in, but heavy pressure. Not Tom at 24. Not Tom cannot die here. Not Tom at 7. Not Tom taking heavy fire. I wonder if there's any recognition from the Savrips to put a pressure on him to knock him out.
It looks like they're focused on Raider here. The PK these bombers on Tempasta are so close to being picked off, but I don't think the Savrips are recognizing it.
Yeah.
You're seeing Krieg just now targeting Matt is at 21, but you've got Not Tom who's even lower.
Yeah, Not Tom is going to make the run back because the Soda is still hangering. Oh my god, Not Tom's in front of the ISD. Well, he got picked off. Not Tom gets picked off. Matic is also low. This is not good for Tempasta. If Maticus goes down, there will be no farm, and this gives Savrip a huge attack opportunity here. Let's watch now as Had comes in. Had throws the beacon.
Oh, there goes Had though.
Had is down. Right is left disabled. Left is and the race is on here. Here it comes. Savrip now has to finish it off here. They will not survive another defensive phase. Quint is going to the bottom. She's going to start preparing the ISD for Oop. Sagan is also knocking out the Ions. This Savrip team is projecting to Oop this thing if they don't finish it here in phase. Krieg going to town. Spoon, what are you seeing on your end?
I'm definitely seeing a lot of PK here. I mean, but Ekpyred went down right on that trying to defend the gens there. That's going to be very costly for the PK here. The morale is just not there for Tempasta right now. Savrip having plenty of times. I think they're going to take Starfire right here, right now.
Raider just went down, and the morale is still heavily in Savrip's favor. This game one, they go towards Savrip. ISD's at 20. It's at 12. This is it. Game over for Tempasta. Savrip will take game one in shocking comeback fashion. Their PK came alive for them, and Tempasta had no answer on the defense, and Savrip goes on to win game one in shockingly convincing fashion. Spoon, your thoughts?
Just a lot of really unfortunate deaths on that defense there for Tempasta. Ekpyred going down, one of the bombers going down right there. I mean, that's exactly what Tom went down. It's not what you want to see for your full starters for your defense. If both of those two stayed up, I mean, it definitely would have flipped right back in Tempasta's favor.
Oh, absolutely. The farm not being there gave Savrip all the time in the world, and both of their X-Wings had very, very clean runs coming in, even though Kree took a lot of fire. They both got the job done, and it went Savrip's way. Their ISD burn was clinical, and Savrip, in a way, upset Tempest here in game one. What does Tempest have to do to kind of change it up here coming to the NR game in order to make sure they don't give up 2 games to Savrip Spoon?
Yo, that was so nice to watch.
Oh my god.
It was so good.
Oh my god.
I love watching Tempest lose.
And the double score. Sorry. Continue, Spoon. Your thoughts on how Tempest turned it around here for game 2.
I mean, yeah, that's definitely like a very strong. I mean, that's exactly the win condition Savrip was hoping for. It was that cost people these games. I mean, this high up is these mistakes, these deaths, is what we talked about at the opening of the cast here. I mean, staying alive at especially phase flips is key to everything. When you have both a flex and a bomber going down, that's 2 things. That's your PK to defend your gens gone. That's your farm coming in, and especially on a map like Nadiri where farm is everything, especially on flagship defense, that's exactly the win condition that Savrip was hoping for, and that's what got them away with this win today.
Yeah,
this win
round. I was shocked at the call to fall back, and not in a bad way. They made the right call to fall back and prepare for defense because they couldn't get the shield gen and Savrip iced them out. But then the bombers were somehow out of position and they got picked on the run back. It was very un-Tempasta of them to leave themselves exposed. I wonder if nerves got to them in game 1. They need in my opinion, they need to just shake it off, pretend it never happened, and treat this next one as a game 1 all over again that they should win. NR is not a great pick for Nadiri, so they have to win the open like they did here in this game and not have the bad flagship run in order to be clinical. But this is going to be interesting here, because if Savrip takes game 2, like you said at the top, S-List favors Savrip on the farm, and it may be a shocker here. So we'll see how game 2 rolls. We're waiting for Savrip now to put it up. Here, I got the password.
Gonna win this one.
Creed.
They're gonna get pissed.
Ah, yes. Your emotional comment.
This is where they're the most dangerous, Savrip, so pull out your fucking A game, guys, because that was beautiful to watch. And I love watching people fuck up and get beaten, especially Tempest. Love you, Scribbler. But anyway, this is where they get dangerous. So, Savrip, bring your mean faces, guys.
Sorry, during the game right now. I agree. I think
Also, fix your stream, Rebel. Like, why is it so laggy?
I jumped all my resources into the GPU. I don't know what more to do. I need to.
It got better at the end.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
got better at the end.
Because I was able to dump all my resources in the GPU. I had it on conservative settings, so I opted to just give all power to GPU. So
JP
yeah,
would be proud.
GPU, not JPU. So yeah, I agree. I think Savrip has to play at the level to play out right now. Tempasta will definitely bring it in round 2 here. They're not going to hold back. Lions, Valiant coming in to pair up with Scribbler, not Tomasoda. I would call this their A line or top line, 1 line. So this definitely will be interesting. They're looking like a 2-2-1 here. Savrip. Oh, Savrip are not going to shake it up. Lauren is not going to come in for game 2 here. Interesting. I would expect Lauren to come in as she's been their pancake specialist, but it looks like Hod's going to stay in for this. This will be interesting. I guess Savrip doesn't want to break up the synergy that's happening right now.
I mean, that's definitely a very reasonable choice to make there on Savrip's line. You got a lineup that's working right now. I mean, I definitely think they definitely need to recognize that even though they came away with the win last round, that they still, I mean, they were down for half of it. They were very lucky with those picks and the timings of the deaths on that flagship attack to give them their perfect 1 phase. But I definitely think they need to recognize that they still have some things to work on if they want to adjust. I mean, they need to adjust from what they've learned about this last round and how Tempasta is playing right now, and make sure that they can take advantage with while being on Empire.
Yes, agreed. Gambling is up. I gave you guys 2 minutes, so you might have some time to the open if you wait it out. But you can always bet early if you want. They are entering the hangar. The team talks on both sides must be very interesting. I would love to be a fly on the wall right now. I think definitely the Savrips have to just remind themselves that this game will not be easy, but they have to ride that high and keep their high-paced game going. Meanwhile, I definitely agree Tempest has to just buckle down, ignore that loss, and play smartly here. Velian spinning in circles, trying to get himself amped up here.
Spin it like a ballerina. Yeah, I mean, hey, that's the waiting room. It looks like Not Tom's getting in on it as well. That waiting room hype is definitely part of the synergy. I mean, now we're seeing some emotes start to come out from Savrip, but those spinny, it's a good trick. I think that's what Tempasta's channeling on here to hopefully pull away a win with this round.
Yes, and thank you, Trades. I did see the goal, actually. I jumped for joy, so I do know the Devils are up 1-0 heading into the third period here. Okay, game 2, Savrip versus Tempasta. Nigiri Dockyards, they're flipping sides. Will Tempest get a game back, or will Savrip go up 2-0 going to their map pick? Here comes the MC75 flying out with Tempesta defending it. Velian is in the flex with Scribbler. Let's bring it in. We're going to follow the Y-Wings in here this time. Oh, there's a disconnect. They're going to have to restart. There was a disconnect off the top.
Hate to see it.
Hate to see it. Big win for Savrip. Now, there will be a restart. There will be a restart.
Give me my points. Give me my points. Yeah.
It's the one thing I hate about this is that we had this good build up, and now we gotta rebuild that energy.
gotta rebuild the energy.
Yeah.
It's all right.
I'll close my. I'm gonna close everything but my streams at this point. I also have my Chrome up.
Chrome will do that thing.
The hockey game is actually on my phone. I have Chrome open. I'm gonna close Chrome. I'm gonna close everything but Twitch and Squadrons. Okay, calm down. Let's see. Services.src, close that. Windows, close this. No.
Delete System 32. Try that.
Yeah, System 32, crash that. It's fucking Discord. Dude, Discord is doing a shit ton of resources. What the fuck is this? Waiting for... I think we're going to probably be the same information, so I'll bring it back up. Same information.
I think they're just keeping the same lobby.
Yeah. Mind games from Savrip. Bad lobby to really psych out Tempasta and ruin any momentum. I will tell them we're ready to go. SCL. Savrip. Caster's ready. Okay. I told them Caster's ready.
You know you're in as a spectator.
Oh
right?
my god, I did the wrong thing. Yes, Savrip has drafted me. I overcorrected. I must have clicked the button. I'm in. Savrip's gonna play me. Mind games. Mind games.
Well, as we're waiting for this lobby, I'm gonna go ahead and fix another drink.
Okay. Hopefully this gets less laggier. I will spend the off season trying to figure out my computer woes. Maybe reformat it again. I'm telling you, it's because I don't have HDR on. I bet you the game is like all like horked up because it thinks that HDR should be on all the time, and it's not.
Worked up, coated with the swouse.
But then again, friggin' Twitch Studio is using 4 gigs of RAM right now, and 50% of my CPU utilization. Squad's using 6 gig of RAM. So this is like 67% of my RAM right now is being utilized by both these two programs.
Fun.
Oh, we've told them that we're ready.
How much dedicated wham do you have?
16? No,
I don't know
32.
what that means. I'm on Xbox. At least I know I can run Jedi Survivor. Haha.
What's VRAM? You don't have to worry about VRAM on Xbox. 4090 can't
yes,
even run
sure.
Survivor.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, hopefully this is improved. I've closed Chrome. I've closed everything else, eating all my RAM. Only thing left I can close at this point is Discord. Told these guys are ready to go. I hope that got through. It is streaming at 1440 native. Yeah, I guess I go to 1080p, but 1080p is for plebes. Oh, Sagan and Q doing the Saiyan merge
Doing
here.
the deed.
Yeah, they're doing the Saiyan merge here, trying to find that extra punch. Let's see.
You know what I've never asked. You know how you can wave to the stormtroopers and they wave back?
Yeah.
Is that client sided? Because I swear I just saw Platt wave to the stormtrooper, but the stormtrooper didn't wave back.
I feel that is, but it's not a guarantee every single time, right? You gotta keep spamming it. I don't know his client side. That's a good question.
Usually it's on like the first time, right?
Yeah. No, it's not. It's not always the first time. I've tried it where I like.
Then I guess they just don't like you as much as they like me.
Mm.
I'm not sure. Professor Quirrell and Lord Voldemort. Valiant's still spinning like a ballerina.
I mean, he's just prepping for the barrel rolls to get in. He's gotta keep the G-forces up. He's keeping the G-forces up.
Although he's not matching the rest of his team. He's on the orange jumpsuit. Getting the blue one. Hurry! This is what's going to cost it.
Yeah, I don't think that's what he cares about. I mean, the Savrips are all over the place as well. You could see the old HOD team and the old Panic at the Disco team and the Savrip team. The color combination there. Valiant throwing.
I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. There's no synergy in the uniforms. He's messed it up.
Okay, here we go. For real this time. I think by rules,
Unless there's
Tempasta.
another disconnect.
Yeah, I don't think Tempasta can actually restart this one if they lose the disconnect. So we'll see what happens here. We'll see if the admins will allow a third retry. And once again, the MC75 is coming in with Tempasta leading them out. Follow the Y-Wings in here to see if they can get their pack. Lions going right side, and Tom going left. No dump fires from them. I don't think the Savage will run their dump fire either. Oh, yes, double scored. Ooh, not Tom going through the very, very tight. Oh, bonks the tunnel. Ooh, no, not Tom's getting behind on the farm here. Lions will get his multi-lock pack out. Flat.
Under pressure by Velian, but still managing to get her packs. Multiple packs. Tempasta is behind in this opening now.
I think not Tom's. Oh, not Tom
Way
goes
behind.
down! Oh no! That means Savrip has a huge advantage here. The Raider could be the target now for the flexes. No, they're going to push on Lions. If they get Lions down here, this could be terrible for them.
Here it is.
Yeah,
Savrip winning the flip.
Oh man, Savrip going to go in. HOD charging into Delta now.
He
Good
is marked in
call.
low shields though.
Oh, can he hold out? Platt moving in.
And gets dunked. And that looks like Scribbler's running Plasburst, and that just did a lot of damage to HOD. HOD needs to get out of here. But he's going to stay in and take the death.
Yeah, HOD goes down, but he got the beacons off. The shields go down in 30 seconds. Excellent work from the Savrips now. Meanwhile, Lions desperately trying to farm while Not Tom makes his way back. Not Tom now in the middle of the station. He's got 3-pack in front of him. He's trying to lock it up and go in. The Savrips are at 40% morale, 60% morale in their favor. Quinn and Platt, though, very low. Quinn goes down. Platt is the only bomber in. The Savrips have to get this out of phase. Great counter PK from Tempasta here. Velian And Scribbler now turning on the Raider.
Scribbler, yep, Scribbler's been working that Raider with his Plaz burst there. A Torp just came in from Velian. I mean, Savrip can work a little bit harder here and get this oopable. It's 26, it's a high oop, but it's doable. Platt definitely needs a resupply though here.
Yep,
Getting heavy PK'd.
Oh no, Platt may go down. If Hod doesn't make his way in, Hod is looking for... No, Hod is not looking for Platt. Hod is PKing not Tom. Platt is in deep, deep trouble, and Hod is not checking. Oh, can Hod rush over 12 for Platt? Platt will get the resupply, does not bonk, and it is on. No, Platt goes down, misses the resupply. Oh, bad. Krieg is now also taking heavy PK pressure. This is not good for the Savrip. Spoon, what are you seeing?
I'm seeing Scribbler getting in R and Delta. I mean, these shields are already down. He got his Ion Torp off almost immediately. Look at Delta just melting right now. And he's already going over to Torp on to Charlie.
Yeah, this is looking like not ideal for Savrip, who won the Open, but this is one of those moments where maybe they get Delta out quickly and start to work Charlie to a point where double out of phase in the first attack phase, that would be less than ideal for Savrip. Lion still putting massive pressure on Q. They're trying their best to slow the farm down. Now the farm is going back towards Savrip way. They took the out of phase. They took the Raider, so they just need to get the farm going here. What happened here?
Yeah, Raider's gone. So I don't know where the morale went though. Because it seems that's not the morale status you normally see when you see a Raider and an out of phase come in.
For me, it's Tempest doing great PK pressure. Lions was on top of the Bombers, and they were rotating with the X-Wings. So now here comes the flip. They have one out of phase. They don't have the second out of phase. But
We're getting dunked by Sagan. Hod also, though, under heavy pressure by Velian.
Krieg is also under heavy pressure. Hod has to go back. They will not have beacons. Krieg is also going back. Double ship change for the Savrips. Not ideal. Platt and Q now in there doing their stuff, but they will start to receive heavy PK pressure. Meanwhile, Scribbler goes down. Great PK pressure on Scribbler to slow down the pressure on the Bombers. Velian is still doing the out of phase. The Bombers have an opportunity here to do some work. Soda burning the Raider shields. Lions is actually on Q. They're not going to farm hard here. Spoon, your
He's got that ICT out.
Ooh, they're going to protect. You called it here. They're going to try something here. Go ahead.
I think Savrip might actually be able to push on to MC75 here.
They're
Although Sagan under a lot of pressure.
And Q is at 19, and she is in deep trouble.
Although Hod's going down here. Hod at 55, 50. If Hod goes down here, I wouldn't even bother going in on the gens.
I think you have to, though. You have more than half the morale. You can't waste it.
I'd set up a good defense instead of wasting your time going in and trying to get a gen, because then you're going to be caught behind.
Savrip ignored you. Savrip is going in. Savrip is going to kill...
Did you get one gen down?
They got one
37.
gen. Yep, they're working. They're splitting the gens. The two flexes are splitting the gens. Platt is in. They do have a lot of morale. Platt, though, under heavy pressure. Sagan and Krieg will probably have to do all the work, as Platt will have to fall back. Shield gen on the right side. Yep, goes down. Shield gen. There goes Krieg.
Now, with that morale bar, I'd get out. I'd get out right now.
Yeah, I agree, but Sagan is not going to give up on the shield gen. Probably a big mistake for Sagan. Sagan should be back. There goes the Raider. This is going to be a huge attack now. They have to win here. I think this has to be a win for Tempasta. Entire cruiser to go through, which isn't much if they're on top of it, which they are. Go ahead,
we are seeing Savrip in the same position that Tempasta was in at this exact same spot. We saw Krieg and Platt both go down on the flip there. I mean, they're back up now, and now we're seeing Quinn also in trouble. Quinn goes down here. That's going to be huge for Savrip, or for Tempasta, this defense in.
And it looks like Lions is not going to give up on Q. Q's at 43. She's got to avoid the bonks. Lions all over Q. Oh, I think Q might have ran out of power. She's looking like she's stalling a bit. Oh, she's trying to get... Oh, no. Wow, Lions is switching to Q. The resupply comes in for Q, so Lions will have to switch it up here. Tempasta now back on full cruiser attack. Velian, Scribbler, everyone trying to dump as much as they can. The morale moving down to 50. The Raider is still up. The Savrip's going to leave it up so that way that they're forced to take it here. There'll be no out of phase for Tempasta. That means Tempasta has to win the match here right now, or Savrip will go up 2-0. Because I don't think Savrip will blow their MC attack unless heavy defense comes in.
Oh, Sagan getting a pick on not Tom. That's instantly some rally one. Take Raider now.
Yep, I agree. Here comes Valiant. Valiant going for the right side. Beacons are out. Right side disabled. Scribbler not on the left side. No one's on the left side. Scribbler needs to make his run in. Scribbler trying to get... Scribbler puts Hod down. Oh, but they don't get the double disabled. This might be it. Even though Hod is down, though.
They're out of position now, too. Scribbler getting stuck under the tractor beam. This is exactly what Savrip needs. There's no shields on an MC75.
Oh my lord, here come the Savrip. Krieg, going for the shield gen unnecessarily. Maybe they're just trying to set it up. Power goes down. The MC75 shields come right back up. Let's see it. They need to burn through. Q is also in. There is a ton of weak spots.
They're right back down. Platt dunked, going down hard, fast. Platt's down. Quinn's about to go down. At 3.
Oh, Quinn goes down.
Down goes Quinn. Both bombers are down. This is the PK defense Tempasta really needs right now.
Shields are back up on the ISD, which means they'll have to do a double disable, but the Savrips are doing everything they can now to put away the MC75. The morale has not moved since the picks. That means Krieg and...
Sagan's down.
Oh my god, Hod is actually in a defender right now. The morale is starting to move their Tempasta's way. They're stripping the top. Oh my god, this will be a base race.
It's a 25 oop.
I will have Spoon, you will follow the Savrips. I will follow Tempasta here.
Alright. Goes down also in the out of phase. They didn't take targeting. MC's at 22.
MC's at 22. So ISD still has shields up. Asoda throwing the beacons here. They are short.
Shields are back up on the MC.
They're short a X-Wing. Here comes the disable on the left from Asoda. Velian is gonna do the right side disable. The shields are now down for the ISD.
Oh, Hod goes down trying to take taking a weak spot and he missed it.
Oh my god. ISD is now at 70. Will Savrip pull it off? Power is down for the ISD.
MC and the weak spot's still up.
72,
but they
69.
keep dying.
No one is picking up the tether for the Savrip. The Savrip is about to blow this game. 50 for the ISD. Oh my lord.
14 on the MC and there's still a weak spot.
Oh my god. 37.
They get the weak spot, but they go down in the process. Who's in?
35.
7 on the MC 75.
35. One weak spot left.
Tethering, but no one is in doing damage.
26. 21 on the ISDs.
Still 7 on the MC. There's
Asoda
no
is defending.
in.
This might go. Oh my god. This is
6.
gonna.
5. 4.
ISD still
3,
up.
2.
Oh.
The 1 on the MC.
ISD's also at 2. ISD's at 1.
Shield's coming from the MC.
Who wins? ISD just went down a little bit after.
No.
ISD goes down, and the Savrip blow it. Tempasta comes back. Tempasta comes back with MC at 1 and game 2 in shockingly efficient fashion from Tempasta. And this series is now tied. What a game! Oh my lord, the Savrips had it in their hands and the pressure got to them. Tempasta icing out the attack on the Bombers and just come right back with a split offense, which is very smart for them, and they win game 2. Spoon, your thoughts?
I'm still in shock. That is probably the biggest upsetting thing for Savrip in the world right now. The MC was at 1% and the shields came back up. Every shot they had trying to take that 1% went right into the shields, giving Tempasta exactly what they needed to get that last 2% on the Star Destroyer. That is the most heartbreaking thing I have seen in the history of this game.
Oh my god, and it was hard not to be emotional as a Savrip player, but Savrip definitely were not clinical on their attack. Very upsetting to watch. They simply got their emotions out of control. Hod going down, then Platt, then Quinn. The defenders just unable to stay alive to keep pumping the damage, and this started trickling in the panic instead of setting up for the oop, and it cost the Savrips badly in that game. Give Tempasta some life in this series, especially after they came roaring in that opening. So Tempasta now has a bit of an edge here going into SCL, and they have empired. Spoon, what are your thoughts?
I think really everything about that came down to the last in-phase defense for Tempasta. Lions came out with that ICT Y-Wing, picked off both Quinn and Platt, so that's both of your bomber damage gone. I mean, just out of nowhere. I mean, and I think Todd went down as well. I mean, they just had every picks that they needed on that MC defense. If literally any of the bombers on Savrip had stayed alive in that phase for just a second longer doing damage, we would be looking at a Savrip victory right now.
Oh, absolutely.
I told them
Tempasta just
trash.
really Tempasta really just knew exactly what they needed to do, and they were able to pull it off.
Yeah, I agree. And the split defense was clever, absolutely clever from Tempasta, and they were very efficient on their defense. When Asota went down, he came back and protected the MC with Lions, and that really, really hurt the outer phase for Savrip. So instead of going all in, they knew that they just had to stop the Savrips from doing enough damage to win the match, and it paid off. Even though it came down to one point on the hull, they were able to edge it out and win game 2 to stay alive in this series. And now we're back to a split game here going to game 3 with SCL. Spoon, who do you think wins game 3, and who do you think needs to make the adjustments here?
I really still think Savrip had this is an inverse of game 1 almost. I mean, where it was Tempasta, in game 1, Savrip came back from being down. Game 2, Tempasta came back from being down. I mean, I still think Savrip has some work to do here, some ways to clean up. I mean, they have to clean up that MC oop. They cannot have that happen again.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, and they need, like, the shields had to have been better managed. That is a failure on the Savrip's part for not managing the shields. Someone has to be running a clock in their head. 60 seconds. They killed one shield gen. Shields go down. You're running 60 seconds, and you're getting ready to throw another ion immediately as soon as those shields come back up. And Savrip, in their panic, just did not manage the shields at all, and it cost them the game big time here. Big time. We are waiting for the next game. I have the Jambling up with a little bit of time left. Man, oh god, this series is not going the way a lot of us predicted, and in both fashions, it came down to sharp. And I said at the top, it came down to sharp PK. Both teams adjusted the PK when they needed it, and Lions coming out with that iron Y-wing in order to stop the Savrips farm, and then use it to protect the MC from out of phase was a very savvy play from Lions. And Lions is the kind of pilot who makes those critical plays and calls to win these kinds of matches, and he's got to keep bringing that now because the Savrips have to turn it on. And I think that, you know, the Savrips should be looking at this as, oh no, we should have won that game. We got to be fired up and come in, and Tempasta should be coming in the same way. We won that when we lost. There's no way we're losing these next 2 games.
Did you notice at what
didn't
point?
win that. Savrip lost that.
Yes.
When Tom bonked in the opening, I was like, oh, it's done. But Savrip fucked up.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you know what point that Hod came out in that Defender? That was
after his death.
Choice
After
there from
his
Savrip.
death.
After his death on the MC. So was he?
Yeah.
Was it still in phase, or was it during?
It was
the
out of
that
phase.
Came out
It was out. It was during the oop.
Okay. See.
I agree.
It's
The call is TIE for me. You come out if you want a tether. You come out TIE Fighter. TIE Fighter is very safe tether. You can even bring resupplies, so you don't. If you're dropping the support, you're dropping resupplies, right? You come out in a sub kit TIE Fighter, and you spin. You spin a win essentially to get your team into that position. And I think the panic really got to them.
Ooh, excuse me.
I mean, again, that's something you gotta make sure you talk about with your team then. Because I saw him hanger too on that first. He came entirely into. That's what the chat's saying. He came entirely into the no Reaper at all last attack. That may have been a costly mistake there, right there on their own.
Ow, man! Because the beacons alone is
no beacons. What did we talk about? The bombers died. If they had just gotten that little more time, and if they had gotten a resupply, That could have been everything there. I think that was definitely a huge mistake and a misstep there on Savrip's part, and that may actually have been the factor that cost him the game here.
I absolutely
Maybe even the
agree.
series.
I absolutely agree. It's a panic mistake to make, and now you have to adapt to that and come out. So looking at the lineup here, once again, Tempest is gonna shake it up one more time, whereas Savrip are not gonna change out their lineup. They're coming in with Platt, Quinn at objective, Krieg, Sagan at flex, and Hod in support. We will see how.
The 0 coming in for Velian on Tempasta.
Yep. So Tempasta trying to keep it shaken up. It's again that flexibility from Tempasta is to their advantage. Now it forces Savrip to make another adjustment that they need to be aware of, right? And it can really hamper a team's game plan when you are constantly making these adjustments. Like Lions coming out on the ICT Y-wing forced Savrip to make the adjustments, and they had to do it on the fly, and that's time lost essentially.
And I mean, a big part of that is also you got to realize the counter to that. We saw a lot of the time Quinn was the one getting harassed by that ICT and by Lions, right?
Yep.
That's the point where you get your defenders in to come peel, because Quinn needs to get in and do her job on farming. So if you can distract that, even if you're in a defender or switch to a TIE fighter, I mean, you got to counter that ICT. You can't just let it run rampant, which is what exactly they did. The Lions went 6-0 that game. I mean,
yeah. Do you think it may be that Savrip, when they saw the morales going their way, they kind of thought they won the game? In their mind, they had won the game already, and maybe they kind of turned off a little bit on that.
I wouldn't put it past Savrip to have gotten a little bit too comfortable. I mean, I don't want to say too big for their britches, but I think they got a little too comfortable with. They just came off of a win against Tempasta, probably their first win of the season against Tempasta. I'm not sure what their track record is.
This season, I need to look it up. I didn't look at this season's track record for them.
But that could be their first round they ever took off of Tempasta this season. I mean, I could imagine I would be right there with them. I'd be riding that high as well. But you really can't let that get ahead of you there.
Correct. You need a field leader needs to sit there and say, "Everyone, take a deep breath, calm down. We still need to win this match, right? The match is not over until we've killed it." Like, everything was in their favor, and they absolutely took it for granted. Absolutely took it for granted, and they shouldn't have here. So here we go, Game 3 over SLS Station in the asteroid field around it. The MC comes out with Savrip Squadron protecting it. On the far side is the Imperial Star Destroyer and Tempest coming out to try and counter them. Who will win the open here? This favors the Empire, but can Savrip Squadron come out quicker? We'll find out. Blasting his Maticus and Natam. Yes, Spoon.
The biggest part here for NR, I mean, definitely staying alive on the opening. You win the opening, you get put ahead of that Empire. Empire has that strong advantage with their speed, getting across this very large map.
And you can even counter, like, even if Empire wins a quick open, right, you can counter immediately with a very fast farm on the far side. Farm.
Definitely. I mean, we're seeing Sagan PKing on the bomber, but it quickly switches over to Soda. Dunk on a Soda, but the morale bar, oh, they do get the pick on a Soda.
Oh, and Platt
bring that morale bar back.
And back to what I said, Platt doing her job, staying alive after heavy pressure. Quinn now needs to get up on this. Quinn has a pack in front of her. Platt has a pack in front of her. They're still behind on the morale. Now it's starting to go back their way. Not Tom. Looking for some...
Tom, no support there. Down to 30. Both flexes on him.
Oh, and he's trying to get this pack, but he cannot find it. He's going to give up on the pack and stay alive. Maticus now has a pack of 2, 3 front. Oh, this is not good for
if I was Savrip right now, I'd be going for that Raider. You got morale advantage.
Krieg is actually helping farm right now. I kind of agree with you. Savrip is kind of panicking in the wind condition here. They're letting them back in. Krieg now burning the Raider.
There's the Raider. Savrip able to turn around. There's the flip.
Here we go. Savrip has the win in Game 3, but winning the open has not helped either team so far. Let's see if Tempest can get their farm going. Not Tom, unable to find a 5-pack, but slowly working what he has. Maticus has... Ooh, another broken pack. This is not looking good, but the farm is coming in as fast as they possibly can. Down. Ooh, good pick.
Odd standing still, trying to take these shields. Made him a very risky target there for some passive damage. Brought down to 61 from full.
The pack is doing... The packs are not giving Tempest any favors here, but they're still finding it. Ooh, that might not be a 5er. They'll pick up 3 from not Tom. Maticus is trying to find it. Meanwhile, let's look at the flexes. 0 burning the Raider. Raider will flip here. They will probably save the out of phase. Not a great first attack from Savrip. They will need to turn it around here. Spoon, what do you think they have to do here from Tempasta's side in order to take advantage of this?
I think they're going to do what they're doing right now. They're going to oop this.
Ooh. Oh no, disconnect!
Disconnect! No!
Oh no, Platt disconnect!
That's a farmer too, Platt!
Does Lauren jump in? Oh no, this is not great. The server, Lauren comes in.
Lauren comes in.
She's coming in bomber, but that's not good. Like you said, Q now has to do all the work on the farm as Lauren rushes across the map. Shields fall quickly on the frigates, and there it goes. Spoon.
Savrip makes that adjustment very quick with Lauren coming in, though. And we see, instead of committing to their out of phase, Sagan and Krieg have both turned their attention to Raider, knowing that that's more of a secure source of morale. I mean, they can still always come back to that out of phase, which I think they could.
Hod hanging right now. Meanwhile, Q and Lauren farming, but the farm is definitely not moving fast enough here. And through no fault of Q, just the disconnect being very unfortunate. Sagan now. They're going back to the out of phase actually. Krieg is going to work this out of phase with Sagan. Very savvy from the Savrips. Why waste time PKing when they need to start their attack right now while the farm keeps going?
Seeing Savrip now. I mean, the morale bar is there. They don't need to. They're once again, Sagan and Krieg are taking this oop. I don't think they need to right now. I think they need to help with this last couple AI. They don't need to take this yet. Leave it. Leave it for a double oop.
Lauren under heavy pressure. She's at 3. She needs another resupply. She's at 1 and she goes down. Big pick from Scribbler.
They're going to take it. Oh, Krieg almost took it. But they got the flip. It's at 1.
They're going to hold that.
Nobody needs to fire us. Nobody can fire a stray shot over at Charlie.
Looks like everyone now is going on Delta. The actions are already in. Maticus is starting the farm. They take a bunch of AI here. Natom also farming. Meanwhile, on the flip side, Zero and Scribbler are putting their eyes on Q. Q doing her dance. Can Q survive? Q is at 50. She's in heavy trouble. There comes the resupply from Hod. Hod saving Q.
Charlie. Somebody took it.
Oh no. Big mistake, probably a stray MLM. Oh no, they will have to go through, I think, here. May as well not waste it.
They might have to just settle for a single oop. I don't know what Raider is like now.
Let's take a look here. I don't see. Corvette is at 86.
At 80. It looks like they are opting to take it. They are going to be taking it. They're going to make Savrip take the high oop here. Oh, it's down to 40, 50, 39. Yeah, they're going to be taking Raider here. So Savrip will be able to secure the single loop.
Let's see. They take the Raider, yep, 1 AI. There'll be a single oop for Savrip. Oh man, ballsy call from Savrip to take that. They might have thought they were going through, and now they're not. Q falling back on defense. Lauren falling back on defense. 1 AI left. Oh, what are they? The AI is not moving. Not Tom. Under heavy pressure, Maticus. Oh! They're out of phasing the cruiser. They're not going to flip it on that. Look at Scribbler go. Scribbler working the out of phase as fast as possible. Very, very smart from Tempest here. Oh, Savrip may have misplayed their hand because they're going to get their morale right back. Alpha and Beta aren't that far off.
It's still coming in close. I mean, they got to take one of them now if they want to keep their morale advantage. But that morale bar is already at half. Savrip might actually be setting up, or Tempasta might actually have to settle for a double here. A double loop. They're going to go start PKing very hard. Intrusive Thought, aka Zero, already on Sagan, now on Hod.
Yep,
Hod dodging ions. And
they're pushing everything on the Hod. Hod spitting for his life. Hod
there's the mark. Or there's the disable.
Yep. Oh, Hod gets away from that. Hod no shields. There comes a quick lock.
24.
Hod cannot save
Hod's
himself.
Gonna stay alive and get away.
Hod at 15. I think Hod has to fall back to the MC at this point. He has no hope. Hod slams! Oh no! Is the cruiser still up? The Raider is still up. Savrip has to actually probably leave it up and let it take something. Hod down. Q. Oh my lord, Savrip has no support and they have to go in with a very short morale. What do you think, Spoon? What do they do here?
I mean, you gotta set up for your disable one, destroy one, which I think is what they're going to be looking at here. I think Sagan and Krieger are going to be looking at the same gen. Quinn and Lauren will be coming in trying to destroy the other, but it looks like the call will be to destroy right and then disable left.
I think they do that, and then they have to disable targeting. They disable targeting.
They have to kill a gen.
Morale is now under half for the Savrips. Q looks like the only one in. Lauren is. Where Lauren is also helping the shield gen. Shield gen goes down.
Shield's down. Either I wouldn't even try to oop this right now. I would either take power and get out or something. I'd set up a good defense.
Yeah, I would set up a good defense. I would take targeting and then just fall back. There it is. There's the Raider. They have to fall back now. They're taking power.
I mean, unless they're going for a full oop here, which I think they might be. They're stripping turrets. They're staying in.
Oh my God, we have another base race. Does Hod have the... Nope, Hod has resupply, so they're not doing... Someone has to pick up the tether here. Someone has to pick up the tether here. Who's got the tether? Shield...
I'll watch Savrip.
Okay, meanwhile on the flip side, Shield's down very quickly for Tempasta. Here comes power. They have it at 23 seconds. I think they take it here in 30 seconds. Tempasta now going to town.
25.
25. MC is falling very quickly. It's at half now. Sorry, wrong one. MC is now at 30. Oh my God. It looks like this MC is melting.
15, 14, 13.
MC
11.
now.
It's going to be close.
MC
is
at 8. MC's at 3, 2, 1,
3, 2,
and that will be it. MC
falls.
MC falls first, and Tempasta.
Who was it?
Tempasta will take game 3 in another amazing base race. Oh, bold call from the Savrips to go for it, and it nearly paid off, but Tempasta, unaccosted, burnt that MC in 30 seconds. Impressively
They took
done.
the Star Destroyer that time. They must have taken it at the exact same time.
Oh my God. Tempasta just being incredibly efficient on MC attack and pushing game 3 their way. Savrip making a bold call after winning the Open to out of phase it because they just had poor morale management, and it goes towards Tempest. Spoon, your thoughts on game 3?
I mean, it's the exact same thing as last time. I mean, it's these calls, you know. I mean, I think definitely there's also the element of Savrip being behind because of their drop. It's a lot of things, just everything that could be going wrong for Savrip in these last 2 games have gone wrong. The drop, the shields coming back on that MC at 1. It's definitely very costly things happening. But that's not also, you can't just blame it just on those things. I mean, we see like a lot of these times, players going down, Hod dying there right before the Star Destroyer attack is huge misstep there for Savrip. I mean, they would have been able to get the double disable, would have been able to pile in that damage more quickly. It's a hard sell that it's just the conditions of like drops and such being the reasons that they lost this so far.
I absolutely agree. I think Savrip adjusted very well with the drop. It's unfortunate Platt went down, but Lauren came right in. She picked up the farm. It was a little bit longer offense than they wanted, but on the flip side, Tempest on that offense didn't do the damage they really should have done. And it gave rise to Savrip to come back, but great job from Tempest. Savrip was very slow on their second defense to close it out, and Tempest started attacking on both frigates before the flip, which allowed them to get the double out of phase. And it just, on the second attack, they stalled the flip, and it allowed them to get the double out of phase in a much closer fashion. So Savrip here has to kind of reel themselves in. I think they've been playing very emotional, and they need to kind of buckle down and play smartly. They are they're showing they are deserving here of winning game 4, but they need to play smart, and they haven't played very smart in that game. So I think they'll need to just check themselves here and bring it for game 4.
Definitely, I wholeheartedly agree with everything you just said there. I think a big part of this is definitely pulling it together. I mean, they've been kind of, I don't want to say like they've been unraveling, but I mean, it's definitely, this is not the same kind of Savrip pullback that we saw in game 1. I think they're kind of starting to fall apart here. Hopefully that they can take a deep breath, calm each other, like come back together, because Tempasta has not been flying perfect either. Far from perfect this entire time. They've been down for most of this whole series. They've just had some very good comebacks with how things have gone for Savrip. So I think if Savrip can pull it together here, I think they can take these next 2 games.
I at least for game 4, I think I agree here. Savrip, it's been a lot. It's been NR wins, except for the last one, right? I think so. Empire has an advantage here for the damage, but I agree. I think Savrip should adjust well here. They just need to focus and stick to their game plan. They did a great job getting the pick in the open last game, and they just. Again, the emotions probably got to them, and they came in and didn't do much on their first attack. They need to do better on their first attack. And their attack opportunities when they win these opens, right? Their first attack in Game 2 was also relatively poor. So these adjustments just need to happen. They need to get in faster. They need to be confident they're going to win it when they're winning it, and then go in and get the damage done in their first attack. They have to be having an oop in the first attack without any pressure. And if they're not doing that, they've wasted the win open, and that's what gave Tempest the ability to come back in here. So let's see if they can do the work to crawl back in, or will Tempest walk away with another championship here? I know a lot of the people here want to see a Game 5, so Savrip has to bring their A game now and turn it up. Savrip looks like they are sticking to their starting lineup. Lauren will once again sit. Sagan and Krieg are going to be the flexes. Plat Q will be the bombers, and it looks like the typical, no, not the typical NR, but the typical NR. Bellion will come in
back in on flex. Yep.
Yep, with Scribbler, and not Tom and Lion. So maybe we see Lions with that ICT Y-wing. I don't know. The Westless is a very big map. It might not work out in Lion's favor, but we'll see. I think I gave them the clear from the casters. Oh, they're waiting. They're waiting for Tempest to call ready. Meanwhile, I've been so focused on this, I've not watched the Devils game. I think the Devils are up 2-0 last I saw, so if someone give me the Devils scoreline, I'd appreciate that. Yeah, they're still up 2-0 on the game in the 3rd period. Okay, here we go. Any opening shenanigans here? Let's see. Bellion getting the spins in now. Getting momentum going.
Once again, still not getting to with the team in colors.
Oh, Valiant stops the spins. Oh, no, there they go again. Oh, no,
He's doing reverse, would he?
Hod, I think, is now. I know Hod stopped the spins. Plat waving high to us.
Cha-cha, real smooth. Doop 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 doop.
Where's the droid? Oh, the droid's on NR, isn't it? There's the droid. Droid looking over the MC-75.
Hi, Plat. I see your wave. Hi, Plat.
Oh, the tension! I'm nervous. The tension here for me is strong. This has been a great series, no matter which way this game goes. It's been one of the best finals I've watched, and it's the first finals I casted. But I mean, this has been exciting finals. This reminds me of way back when Randalorians and Splinter, when each game went down to insane base races. So this is like reminiscent of some of the very old Cal Cup tight races going back and forth.
Definitely. And I'm expecting another one here. So
I think that was one of the points, right? And it definitely showed. Like Tempest knew that they had to stay ahead in the base races, and they did that here in Game 3. They saw Savrip were going to commit to the outer phase. They said, "Screw it, we're going to go in right now. We don't need to defend this. We're going to win this base race," and they did it.
Yeah, definitely very impressive. Got the fish there.
As Maze just said, this is must win for Savrip, but out of the N75 is Tempasta leading the charge Lions in his Y-Wing. Meanwhile, on the Imperial side, Q, Plat, the Bombers, Krieg, Sagan, the Flexes, Hod, and support no changes there. Do we see Y-Wing ICT? Nope. Lions going into the station. Interesting call from Lions going to the station to get his first pack. Let's see if it pays off here. Q under heavy pressure. She's got her first pack lined up. Oh, she's under heavy attack now from Velian.
Bouncing and getting a resupply though. The pressure's still on, down to 30, even with the resupply.
Not Tom was under heavy pressure. Not Tom gets his shields up. The morale is going.
Resupplies now for Tom.
Yeah. Oh man, the morale is going in favor of Tempest, but now it's calling back to even. They are burning the Raider, and they're burning it quickly. Are the Savrips doing the same? The Savrips are behind on the base
just
race.
now turning the Raider. Shields just went down on the Raider.
And there goes the
And there goes the Raider.
Yep, the Corvette falls, so the Savrips will
And
lose
there's
the
the
open.
flip for Tempasta.
Yep, Tempasta now needs to rush in. Asoda has 3 resupplies, so plenty of resupplies to keep his bombers up. Moving in on Charlie fast. So the question is who do you...
Scribbler dunked. Down to 38. Didn't get any damage there. Oh, down to 36 now.
If they keep Scribbler out, there will be no Ion Torp. The shield's falling very slowly.
Scribbler's not running Ion Torp.
Oh, he's not. You're right.
So I'm wondering if he's running... He just got his resupply. I'm wondering if he's still running Plasburst. I have not seen.
Let's see it. I will watch.
Yeah, he's still running Plasburst.
Oh, with the Torp. Interesting. He knows he needs the damage, and Charlie's starting to take the damage. Savrip, phenomenal defense. They're trying to slow it down. They just need to get the farm to close it out here. Raider will also flip. Let's check Sagan. Sagan and Krieg all over the Raider. Platt turning on the Raider as well.
Pick here, flip on farm.
This will be it. The Raider goes down. They will not get the out of phase unless Scribbler commits
Out of phase
to
at
it.
30, and he will be committing to it. 26, 24.
JP's influence showing here. It's at 9. It's at 7. They're all in. 6, 4. Scribbler will get it. 2.
There comes the out of phase.
Yep,
Shield's just now dropping on Bravo.
That you make it sound like that was slow, but that was pretty fast actually. The Savrips came in. They're starting to roll the damage. Morale moving, and they're at halfway. I'm assuming Velian and Scribbler are now going for the Raider. They are. So Savrip has about
Down to
another
20 though with no shields.
They need another. Savrips have about 20 seconds left to get this out of phaseable, which they might do. It's still in favor of Tempest though. Tempest has the motivation here and the tempo to take advantage of it. There goes the Cruiser, the Raider. Savrip now falling back. Platt, Q going back. Scribbler not.
Todd needs to get out. He is at 20 in a Reaper.
And he has no reason to be there. He's got ions. Oh no, Velian all over
And
Todd.
Velian sees that.
There's
the dunk, and down goes Todd.
Oh.
Stayed in way too long there.
Hod caught far out of position. Now Platt is in deep trouble. Platt taking heavy pressure from Velian. Looks like the Y-Wings. No, it will be Lions. Lions will put pressure on Platt. Lions now putting massive pressure on Platt. Golo out on Platt. Platt spitting the win. She's at 30. Platt needs to get out of there. Platt.
Platt and Quinn are both low. They can't farm right now.
Oh my lord, the Savrips not setting up properly. Q in
It's
front of Hod.
It's Hod going down. It's not.
No,
These bombers desperately need resupply.
In a way, I agree with you, and that's my point. Just Hod not falling back when he should have, really costing her. But here comes the morale for Savrip. Platypus, though, she's still low. The morale moving fast. They're not saving Alpha here. I don't think they're saving Alpha. Not with Scribbler on the field. They got a pick on Velian. Big pick. Morale going Savrip's way, but the Cruiser is at 20. They're falling off of it to make sure it doesn't get taken. I don't think Scribbler knows that the Cruisers or the Raider is dead. Corvette down. Platypus now trying to find the last 2 packs. Savrip here gonna have another short attack. What do you think, Spoon? Whose chances is it to win here?
Oh, I was gonna say Asoda is picking on Hod right now, but someone came back and picked on Asoda, got him healed for Hod. That's what we need to be seeing right now. Hod is now able to get in with marks. Hopefully regen his shield here, getting the resupply off to Platt. This is what Savrip needed to adjust for. If Hod is having trouble getting in, these flexes need to come in and start peeling, which is exactly what they did. Now it's Tempasta who's on the back foot, not having their support in on this defense.
And Not Tom is currently burning the out of phase. He got it to 2, so he's going to fall off of it. Valiant and Scribbler are taking a little time to burn the Raider here. They're not doing a great job. Scribbler is very low as well. Savrip all over their frigate. They're not going to take the Raider.
They have the morale to push through. I'd push through here.
Oh, they're going to have to. They don't have a choice. The Raider's still up at like 99. Lions goes down. Valiant.
That's what you need. This is what Savrip has been looking for.
Savrip, almost a full morale bar now. Let's track Hod. Can Hod get in and get the beacons?
Hod's not getting in. He's not even going to try it.
Hod.
This is...
Oh, it's spinning around oh, he
And
goes down. Oh no, Sagan is in. Platt and Q have a
Krieg,
tough
no
one.
ions! Krieg has no ions!
I think Krieg got his last ion. Oh no, Savrip doesn't. Oh, Savrip has to fall back. I think they take the shield gen here and have a miracle defense.
Platt's low, Quinn's low, Sagan's about
Oh,
to go down.
morale-
This is not what you want.
No,
This is
it's not.
What you want.
Soda's all over. Platt fell back. Soda
There's
now
the flip.
at
Platt to flip
midfield.
it.
Scribbler is already over the shield gen. Over the shield, the dish. Excuse me, not Tom over the dish. Valiant. Oh, here comes Tempasta. Almost the entire team is now at the ISD. And Soda gonna get in. Soda will get beacons off. Platt is down. Q is on her own as a farmer. This is the worst case scenario for Savrip to save this. They will need to have the PK of their lives. Soda's gonna get the left shield gen. Scribbler is getting heavy pressures, avoiding
That's
Valiant.
one gen.
Valiant under heavy
But the morale's
pressure.
at half already.
Valiant trying to get the right shield gen. Valiant gets the right shield gen. Shields are down. Half morale for
There's power.
Not Tom throwing a Golo. No, misses the Golo going into the
Raiders at full health here. Everybody's got to hop on Raider right now for Savrip. Everybody.
I agree. The ISD is now at a little bit over
Bombers
60.
or flexes need to defend too.
Oh my god. Okay, it flipped. Oh my lord. ISD is at... I'm trying to find it. Okay, Spoon,
Scribbler goes down.
Spoon, why don't you follow the ISD burn here? Because they're going to stay in. Savrip now burning through. They got to take the shields very quickly here. They're going...
Valiant also under heavy pressure.
They got it. MC now. It's at 23:06. The Savrips have to burn
Starter
it in
at
30
20.
seconds. This is an exact mirror of the previous game. The Savrips have to burn it. Power is still up for the Savrips. The Savrips are not doing a great job here of getting power. However, two Tempastas are down. Platt is about to go down here. Oh my god, why is Hod not... Hod is
Scribbler came
defending.
back out in a ICT Y wing and is defending.
Oh my god.
They're defending this.
54 on the MC. Q is on low. Hod is at the ISD defending it. Coming in now to save Q. What's the ISD at?
ISD is at 14 with shields. With a good chunk of shields. Both shield gens are active.
Oh, this is going to go Savrip's way here. Even though they have two down, they're defending. Savrip needs to go in and push. Why are they not pushing? Both bombers are down here. The ISD is at what?
14 with shields still up.
Oh my god. Is the Raider still up? The Raider is still up. The Savrips might be hoping the Raider takes the MC here. What a bold call from the Savrips.
Shields just now going on in the starter street, down on the starter street, down to
There's
13.
a weak spot on the back bottom, which
12.
I don't think Q sees. Q
11,
does
10.
see it. This will be it if Q can grab it. Q gets a weak spot, and there goes
There
the
it is.
MC, and that goes Savrip's way. What a wild finish. Game 4. Savrip's tie it up, and we are going to Game 5. Winner takes all. Savrip versus Tempest in Season 8 SCL. What a crazy finals here, Spoon. What are your thoughts?
Again, both teams want to start giving me heart attacks with how they're playing here today. I don't know what the call was there for everybody. I mean, Scribbler came out on the ICT-Y wing and started to defend the MC when really he could have stayed in with his X-wing, helped get those shields back down, and Tempasta would have came out with this oop.
I will be. I'm gonna be honest here for everyone watching and for you, Spoon. It was hard to stay neutral as the Savrip player. At first I was questioning their defense call, but with the shields coming back up, it was the right call. Having 2 defenders and 3 defenders and letting the bombers do their work bought them all the time in the world. And even the transition on that final ISD attack, they PK'd and committed to the PK at the right time. Even though we thought they were out of position, they did the job to basically slow the ISD disables down to buy themselves time to farm, especially with Platt going down. And then turned around very quickly. That magic defense from Savrip is probably what saved that game for them. And oh my lord,
it is 110% that Star Destroyer defense that got them that flip. It was looking slow at first, but the pick onto Scribbler going down before the shields went down, then they were harassing Velian and the other Flex till he went down eventually. It was that slow shield burn. Looked like Tempest had everything finally lined up where as soon as the shields finally went down, power went down a second later, and I thought, oh, this is over. It's half morale, but the defense was there. I mean, they wiped Tempesta, and then Tempesta made some rough calls there trying to defend their MC when you have they had that time where nobody was shooting the MC was enough time for it to get, I want to say, I don't even know. I want to say a third of its shields back, but pretty close to it.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I mean, my heart sank when the only ISD attack came in. Even with the morale at half and the shield gens just falling, I'm like, nah. Tempest has this. Tempest is just too good slicing the pizza. But the Savrips adjusted, and Tempest, I think, got nerves. They got nerves on just committing to the oop because of the fact that MC could fall in 35 seconds. And in one way, if it paid off, they win. But as you said, because they didn't commit, the shields came right back up, and no one was doing the damage on the shields, which saved Savrip in that game. So now they're making their map bans just to get everyone up to date. So game 5, 2 map bans, and then Tempest can either select faction or defer map choice to Savrip. So the first ban will be Yavin. Smart call from Tempest. Don't give the Savrips that farm advantage, right, Spoon?
Definitely, 100%. That's exactly the right call Tempasta needs to make right now.
Oh, what does Savrip do here? I mean, in one way, you kind of want to ban Xavian because that lets Tempasta pick NR. On the same instance, maybe you ban something like Galatan or Fostar. Who knows?
If I was Tempasta right now, I'd probably want to choose Galatan. If I was on Savrip right now, I would say either Sasubo or Fostar, because that plays into both of their strats pretty well.
Yeah, that's actually a great point, especially Sasubo. Sasubo might just be the kind of edge Savrip needs here on the farm, because you're gonna expect Savrip to have to play NR, because I don't see Tempasta picking NR here. Savrip bans Galatan, so let's see what Tempest does. I don't see Tempasta picking NR here to win, even though, you know, it's NR has been the stronger play for all the games. Just the Empire somehow squeezed out those wins here. So Tempasta, quite sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. Well, I was going to say that I think Tempasta actually will want NR here. I think they've had a lot of success boxing Hod out in these last couple games in that Reaper. So I think if they're looking for an advantage right now, that's where they want to take their advantage.
Deferred map pick, so Tempest will with deferred map pick. I think Savrip here is talking it out. I agree with you. Fostar and Sasubo play into their strengths. And that's actually an interesting call from you. You let them pick NR, force Hod into that pancake. That pancake is a death trap, right? But what if that brings out Lauren? They pick Sasubo. Hod picks Sasubo. Interesting call. Spoon
Sasubo
thoughts.
will be. I think Savrip's also trying to tempt fate again. This is the map they picked to take Game 5 versus Baywatch. So it sounds like they're kind of trying to to tempt fate once again from their series there. But I mean, Susubo is definitely like I mean, Susubo is hands down my favorite map in the game. I think it's the map with the most balance, where it's not as like you're gonna bonk into cover as much as Galatan, but it's not also as open as Yavin. It caters to a lot of various play styles. Um, and I think Savrip, I mean, it's a great farm map. I think Savrip will be able to stay alive, get their farm in, but also it's going to be a great playground for the PK.
Yeah, I know. I agree. I absolutely agree that it's especially because Susubo is a tricky farm map. Everyone thinks it's an easy farm map, but it's the kind of map that you can end up falling behind on if you're not managing the packs well, right? So experienced pair need to have good hands here, and Quinn and Platt are those kinds of experienced hands to read in Susubo. So it's a good pick for Savrip, but we'll see what Tempasta picks for their side. And yeah, sorry, I was all cheering because the Devils scored the third goal, and this is probably going to be it. Devils going to take over the Rangers and head to the next round. So I'm a pretty happy camper right now, even if Savrip loses. Still waiting for Tempasta. I think this is a tough call. Ooh, Tempasta picks Empire, sending an R to Savrip. Went against your pick, Spoon. What do you think, the Empire pick?
I mean, it could come down to it there. I mean, I think that's also, with it being Susubo, is definitely another good pick, though. I mean, with the shorter distance, you have more time for Empire to get in and get a lot of damage. Without a doubt, I'm guessing they're going to be putting in Lions here. And I mean, Lions, TIE Bomber, Frigate, that's like a combination that everybody knows.
Yeah, I think it's Lions and not Tom, without a doubt. You need that objective damage coming in very quickly. And Lions has been able to make the PK adjustments against Platt and Q, right? They have to have a third attacker essentially if they're going to get picks on Platt and Q. Platt and Q have looked phenomenal on their evasion after the game one jitters, I would say. Like, they didn't look so sharp in game one even though they won it, but game 2, 3, 4 here, Platt and Q have looked amazing on defense and evasion. Okay, the password just came in. I'm gonna send it to you, Spoon. And we are joining Game 5 of the SCL Season 8 Championship between Savrip Squadron and Tempasta. Games 1, 2, 3, and 4 mean nothing here at this point. What the? Oh, I see. It's under. I see what it's under. Games 1, 2, 3, 4 mean nothing here because whoever wins this game wins the championship. It's been exciting finals for everyone here. A lot of people thought it would go 5 games, excuse me. A lot of people here thought, you know what, Tempest wins this in 4 or 3, but Savrip have something to say about that, and now they're fighting for their very first championship. Meanwhile, as stated before, Tempesta looking to add to the cabinet and add another trophy to their long storied history. Can they do it? Can they close it out, or will Savrip finally seek the promised land and win their very first championship in their long storied history as well? Coming in, Zero will pair up with Scribbler. Interesting. Your thoughts on that, Spoon?
I think this is what they say when they run the last Empire game, I believe. Scribbler and Zero. I would expect to see Scribbler out of phasing in his Plasburst Defender once again on the Frigate phase.
So you think that by having Zero come in and play PK, that frees up Scribbler then for the transitions? Yeah, I mean that's a good call.
Not seeing anything else entirely unexpected, just lineup wise.
Hod staying in. Lauren will be the cover in case there's a drop. I'm hoping we don't see a drop. We saw a drop last season in Game 5. We saw a drop here in Game 3, which some could argue influenced Game 3. Hopefully this will be a very clean game from both sides. You hate to see drops in the championship match. It really is an unfortunate thing that could happen, but hopefully that doesn't happen here.
Definitely. I mean, especially since we've had already one in this series. I think both teams are kind of, crossing their fingers and doing whatever kind of praying they can to whoever they want to make sure there's no drops after that buffer period.
No.
Yeah, it's it'd be a sad way for this to end, but let's go. This is gonna be a wild one. Both, I don't think. No, Savrip winning the Open last round. No, Savrip lost the Open. The teams that have won the Open have not won the match, right?
I know they didn't win the opening. Or no, Savrip did win the opening. They had that big comeback on it.
Oh, they did, right?
Right?
So that was the very first one because Tempest won game 1, Savrip won game 2, and Savrip won game 3 Open, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So that last game was the first time the opening winner won the game. So at this level, like you kind of, it's funny. In the past, you'd say person who wins the Open wins the game, but has not shown here. Both teams have adjusted very, very well to the minute changes in the game in order to make sure that they stay ahead. And it's going to be important here that that stays true. So, grand finals here, game 5. Out comes the MC75, and leading the MC75 is Savrip Squadron, being led by Hod, Quinn, and Platt Bombers. Krieg, Sagan, Flex, that has not changed through the entire series. Meanwhile, on the Empire side, not Tom, Matt will be your Bombers. Line sitting. Zero Scribbler in Defenders. Ahsoda coming out, protecting the ISD. Here we go. Game 5 is underway. Platt looking for her first pack. Quinn doing the same thing. Quinn going into the structure to try and get some coverage. Meanwhile, Maticus and Tom blasting in. Tom taking a long road to make sure he doesn't take any fire here. All 4 bombers trying not to get picked here in the open. Platt getting disabled. Here comes
needs to stay alive. Opening.
Advantage going Tempasta's way. Oh, Pack comes back their way. Zero trying to kill Platt. Platt getting her shields back up. Resupply.
Now under pressure.
Oh no! Let's see it. Scribbler. That
Soda
Platt.
dunk.
The soda
Oh, but the follow up not there.
Oh man, nerves going, and it's going back Tempasta's way. Tempasta now has 1 AI to go. Oh, Pack's come back towards Savrip. Neither side burning the
Savrip
Raider.
needs to get on the Raider.
Corvette has shields still. Raider has shields going down. This could be a race. This is going to be a race on the Raiders. They have to call each other even
big
here.
pack coming in from Savrip. That's going to be the buffer they're needing.
Savrip at 60. Meanwhile, the Raider is at 40, falling to 30. I think Tempasta will get it first.
But Savrip will answer right back and bring that morale bar right back to the middle.
This has been the closest open. Yes, a stalemate. That closest open all series. In a way, I kind of. Oh, Q gets dunked.
She needs to stay alive here.
She's at 1.
Relies on this 1 health. No.
Oh,
this could be good for Savrip. They maybe a short defense.
I was literally about to say that. You want to lose this defense right here. Have a pack
and
lined
I think
up.
They will.
Okay, you get a pack lined up. Oh, but Platt is under heavy pressure.
Platt's under pressure. She can't get that initial pack.
Oh my lord.
This is exactly what happened to Savrip though against Baywatch that allowed them to take the series. They had that perfect, quick offense.
And on top of that, oh my god, Tempest is very slow to get in. They're just now working the shields. Beacons are out from Ahsoda. Savrip though very slow on the farm because of the heavy PK pressure. Oh my word. Great adjustments from both sides. Tempasta, knowing that they were going to lose the open, decided, you know what, we'll stall a little bit. We're going to get the Y-Wings. They need... Q has 1 in front of her. Platt has...
The flip here.
There it is.
Will Scribbler stay into out of phase? 55.
That is a very high out of phase.
He will not. He'll be pulling off. They're going to be trying to pick Quinn here. Although Scribbler getting fucked by the Nebulon.
Scribbler getting lazy trying to get Q. Q dunk! Oh my
Quinn
lord!
dunked. Not again. This is not what you need right now, Savrip. 23. 1 again.
Q
Quinn
goes
being dunked.
down.
But Scribbler also coming down.
Oh my lord, but Savrip right on the shields. Light Cruiser at 77. Light Cruiser falling very quickly. Q absorbing all the damage and all the morale. But Savrips are moving fast on the Light Cruiser. Hod falling back, getting resupply, so they're not going to get a second beacon. Krieg has a proton torpedo left. Sagan has a proton torpedo left. Here it comes.
Savrip needs to get this Charlie out of phase. Well, they need out of phase this to stay ahead in the series.
Yep, agreed. And the morale is moving pretty slow from Tempasta. They are still working the Raider, I believe. Corvette is about to fall at 14. They'll still need a pack to flip it. Yes, they'll need 3 2AI here in order to flip it. Savrip, still a little high, 17, 15, 14, 13.
That'll take the soup.
Yep. They are going to commit to taking Krieg, though. No shields. Krieg cannot give up a death here. You don't want to give up morale. You just win. Platt is going on the farm. Here come Tempasta. Tempasta are going to go after the other frigate. They're going to try and get a double out of phase here. What do you think, Spoon?
Tempasta, I mean, knowing how they've been playing the rest of the series, once these shields go down, these flexes are going to come out on the PK. They're going to try to extend this morale bar as fast as they can, but really, the morale's already less than half.
The magic defense from Savrip starting to rear its ugly head here. Scribbler, gets bonked by his own bomber. Oh no, there's a little bit of a manic pressure here. Manic is...
And there's the flip.
Oh no, out of phases there's no out of phases. Oh my lord.
25. He's gonna try for it.
He has to try for it because Savrip has a shieldless cruiser in front. It is at 19 and falling. They're gonna commit to it. Soda is gonna throw beacon, I think. No, Soda holds the beacon.
Scribbler's just out of phasing the whole time. He's gonna take this oop.
The morale moving very
6.
quickly for Tempasta. Fantastic defense Tempasta, especially after their first terrible defense. They're turning it around here, but Maticus is low. Spoon, what do you see?
Scribbler's just now turning on to Corvette. The Corvette still has shields. Savrip is going to push through and maybe try to take a gen here. Tempasta's not going to get Corvette anytime soon here. They're going to have to flip on farm.
Yeah, shields are up. But you know what? This isn't a bad position for Tempasta. Savrip might overcommit. If they overcommit here and don't fall back quickly enough, the Corvette will flip, and they'll have the front foot ahead of the Savrip. Savrips have not taken the shield gen yet. Krieg is trying to disable the shield gen, overshoots it. Sagan also making a run here. Ion on the left shield.
They're going to get his gen. Get out! Get out! It's at 2.
Shield gen.
Set up defense.
They didn't get the other shield gen. Very poor ISD attack from Savrip. Savrip now have.
No, this is what they need to live here. They need to live and get out, and they can defend this.
I absolutely agree with you here. So this frigate is at some 50.
Matic is low.
Matic is taking pressure though. 27.
Yes.
Oh, Maticus is taking pressure from not Krieg, probably
Platt
from
was
Sagan.
putting on Sagan's on him now. Now he's on Raider.
Sagan gonna burn the Raider. The Savrips have to have another miracle defense here. They get this defense quickly. They will force Tempest in a bad position to think about going through with low morale.
Although the flexes on Savrip have turned their attention to trying to stop a Soda instead of prepping that Raider. That Raider still got shields. That could be the meaning between their victory and loss right now. Is taking out that Raider.
Call from Savrip on that. This is it. MC75 now. Krieg is all over the Raider. Krieg is going to go full in. I'm burning it. Sagan is looking for... No, they're going to cover the Raider. That means...
Now this is the right call. They need to flip this as fast as they can, but where's the farm?
Disable on one of the shield gens. They're going to burn the other shield gen. I don't think Tempasta wants to take any risks on having a shield come back up on them like they've had in the previous games. It's at 15. The farm has to come in now. They're at down below pack.
Tom low.
Maticus is getting pressure. Maticus at 49. Where's Sagan at? Sagan is looking to move in. Sagan at the MC. Krieg at the MC. They're gonna go in. This is it. Shields are still up on M75. Savrip. All they have to do is not blow this. Krieg disabled. No shields. Hod coming in. Hod gets the beacons out. Sagan looking for the shield gen now.
That's a farm down from Tempasta.
Right shield back up for the Savrips. Sagan now. Sagan stalls! Sagan stalls trying to get the shield gen. Sagan under heavy pressure. The Savrips. Oh my word. Hod has to disable. It's Hod outside the shield. Shields are down. They have 75% morale. The ISD's power is still up. The MC is at 98 with full shields. Platypus is starting to strip. Savrip can do the oop here. Oh, Krieg! Fuck! No! Unforced error from Krieg! Morale is moving Savrip's way.
The morale now.
Sagan has to go topside here. Sagan looking for a shield.
And there goes Platt. Platt's about to get dunked and taken out.
Sagan has.
This is going to be a miracle defense by Tempasta.
Sagan has another weak spot at top. He's got to pick that and go to the bottom side. Sagan missing.
Disabled.
Sagan.
Our destroyer's at half.
Oh, Sagan, come on!
And there's
There's
the
a
flip.
weak spot. There's a weak spot on the top.
32.
Okay, Spoon, you're covering this. I have to go to the other side now for everyone else watching. Soda is moving in. Beacons are coming out. Oh, what's it at now on the far side?
16 health, and some torps are coming in now from Creed.
Shielder's still up for Tempasta. Tempasta very slow with the shield gen. Tempasta. Oh no, Tempasta's not got the shields. They got the shields down now.
11-10 on the Star Destroyer.
Oh my lord, they have
9.
not taken power yet. Power is still to go. Oh, Soda falls on the MC attack. Scribbler
4,
defending.
4 on the Star Destroyer. 3, 2.
Savrip Squadron to take their first championship, and the Savrip Squadron wins! They win Season 8! Oh my word! Oh my god, Savrip Squadron! What an attack from them, and what a defense! The defense has saved them in this time, and Savrip Squadron takes their very first championship off Tempasta in a fantastic fashion. Spoon, your thoughts?
Savrip, with a very lackluster series, was able to pull it together here in this series. Tempasta with the biggest upset. The formerly undefeated champions have taken a loss here today to Savrip's first time in the championships.
I'm asking for interviews. Oh man, I'm trying to calm down as well. I'm gonna be honest, everyone watching on stream, I am extremely excited. You have no idea how long some of us have been waiting for this from Savrip Squadron.
Take full credit for that win. Just saying. I told them not to be trash, and they weren't trash. Also, Rebel,
Yes.
you bounce around like a fucking squirrel on crack.
I can't. I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. It was hard it's hard to be neutral at the end there to watch Savrip Squadron win it. I think I'm actually a little crying a little bit right now about this. I feel honored to cast this for those guys. They worked hard all season. But Tempesta, fantastic team, and they showed why they are 4 time. I mean, some of them are 5-time in a row champions, and 3-time since. When was the last time they lost? I can't remember the last time they lost 3 or 4 time ago. It's been a long time for Tempest to be out. Joining us now is Soda and Maticus. Thank you guys for joining us. Congratulations on a fantastic series and an unfortunate loss. First, thoughts on the series and from you guys on the championship playoffs.
That was incredible play from Savrip. I mean, they nailed it. They deserved it. They had some of the best farm defenses. It was really impressive play.
I'll leave that to the Savrip interview, but you guys brought what you needed to bring. Your objective play was fantastic. And for me, I think, and Spoon kind of covered this a little bit, especially in games, games 4 especially and 5. Game 4 especially, you guys decided to defend a little bit in order to stall their attack, which let the ISD shield gens come back up. What were your thoughts on Game 4? A lot of us thought you had won that match and won the championship right there. Why did you guys decide to defend, and what was your thought process in Game 4 especially?
We made the wrong choice. Like, straight up. That's really all there was to it. Trying to defend in phase is just not gonna do enough.
Yeah, it may have worked out. I mean, you picked them. You were picking them off, right? But just the shield gens. I think the shields coming back up is what hurt, right? If the shields didn't come back up, you guys had the right call, and it looks like a win there. Oh, go ahead, sorry, Madcus.
I think defending the ISD in phase can be worth it, especially if you're able to seeker a bunch of torps and things like that. Mm-hmm. But it is so hard to defend the
Raider was up.
In phase.
We had them wiped to a point where it's just hot, and the closest thing was a defender 4 clicks out, but the Raider's just there pounding it.
It's funny because I even said that on stream. Like I there's a point where like they started counter defending you guys. I'm like, is Savrip gonna sit here and let the Raider win this? That's a crazy call on their part, because you guys could have just gone underneath the shields or whatever. But the bold call paid off. Spoon, Spoon, you have any questions? I'm myself trying to calm down about this. You guys played fantastic.
It's just pointing out. I think everybody, even both teams in chat, can agree the MVPs are Shields for this series. Savrip didn't take game 1 because the Shields came back up on the MC when it was at 1. Then the Shields came back up in game 4 for you guys. Trying to think. Both you guys had a lot of comebacks from being down throughout the series there. I guess, what is kind of your guys' mental set when you realize, or what's, your plans for, okay, we're down, it's time to come back up in phase?
I'm sorry, you said during, when we're behind a phase, or?
Yes.
Yeah, the easiest is to go for a dupe. If you're back a phase and your first attack doesn't go so great because they take an oop, that's okay, because if you can, a lot of times your second one, you can turn that into a dupe. And there's a lot of defenses. It's really cool where the game's at now because there's multiple ways to defend a flag. You can obviously PK through it, which is cool. But you can also just sometimes you just set a dupe raider and that will defend your flag. And then if you do that, it's risky, right? Because if they get everything perfect or something goes wrong with your farm, then they get more done on your flag and they might be able to oop it. But what I really like is if you set, you're a phase behind, then you set the we're gonna dupe our second attack, go to raider to flip, and then they'll be at our flag and we will be in midfield or further just with a free flagship in front of us and we're all here. Mm-hmm. So we try to do that a lot, and it has worked out really, really well these seasons, or this season. And Savrip also did a really good job just having good oop damage. Those base races were insane because we had games where we did that, where we set it, and it was we'll win this pretty handily. And then we had those 2 games where it was insanely close on the base race.
I honestly, especially games 3 games 3, 4, and 5. Speaking to how you managed the morale, I think you guys did great with the morale management, especially in game 5. Your first attack, you guys were smartly trying to pick the bombers to extend the attack because you had a half attack. But then on your second attack, you got everything where you needed it to be, essentially. But Savrip just had a very quick defense. Right? I think you guys had great morale management. Just how did you guys think about the morale management going in, and were you expecting such lightning fast defenses from Savrip?
Well, Sisebo, what was that, their first defense, or it might have been their second?
I think it was their second defense.
Their second defense it put up, that was basically what I was saying. We were we'll set a dupe second phase, and then they had a really good defense, and I was like, well, shit.
Yeah.
So
because we were seeing on stream as well, we were like, they're going to get double out of phase here, and this could be trouble for Savrip. But as we were saying that, the morale just moved incredibly quick, and at that point, you guys are trying to adjust here, and it sounds like you're just oh man, what do we do now? Kind of mentality, right?
There's a part where I screamed, I don't know what the fuck to do right now. So yeah, that was definitely going through our heads.
Oh man, Spoon, any other thoughts? You guys had a fantastic season. A lot of people, every team, I think, had man problems because of life here, and a lot of people didn't think, at first that Tempasta was coming to the playoffs strong, but you guys had a phenomenal playoffs. You were very strong against Backstreet Boys, very strong here against Savrip, and I think, of course, that's why you guys are multi-season champions, right? You showed tonight why, and it just unfortunately didn't go your way. And, we, as a spectator, I was glad to see your great effort here, because this was one of the best finals I think we've ever seen in the Cal Cup or SCL, right, Spoon? Spoon, your thoughts?
Oh, yeah, it's definitely up there. I'll say that.
Did how many of the was it all of the semifinals and then the finals and then I think
5
a couple
games.
of the quarterfinals went to 5?
No,
yeah,
semis and the finals were all 5 games. There's only one game in the quarters that went to 5 games. That was Beck and Cab.
Oh yeah. That is tight, and I want to make it clear. I saw somebody say that Tempasta didn't practice. We didn't really practice in season. We practiced for the finals. Savrip earned every bit of this.
Yeah, I know.
They-
I don't think you guys weren't ready. Like you guys looked very, very sharp, right? I mean, like because even game one was definitely just a game of small margins. I don't think anyone should be contesting that you guys weren't prepared. You guys looked very much championship caliber, and in game four, I really thought you had it. I think that was the end of it.
Yeah, I was on the sidelines for that one, and I was like, oh yeah, we've got this. It's good. I'm not even gonna have to play again. And then I did. Yeah, I mean, Savrip really brought it today. I think Quinn and Platt and Hod particularly just all were key in that win.
Excellent. And,
Great job.
Yeah. Before I ask my final question, Spoon, any questions from you?
Not really anything. I mean, I just want to point out, like, I mean, especially like the openings, they made or break a lot of it. I mean, that opening went to time. Just kind of like any thoughts towards the openings of the series?
Our openings, honestly, have been. I don't know what's going on with them. They've been not great. Well, I don't know how you only get a partial as Empire on Sasubo. You should definitely get that.
You almost had it too. You almost had it twice, in fact.
Yeah. It hurt. Yeah, I had a couple of AI right in front of me when we were about to win, and I got refunded on the MLM. Like, okay, fuck me, right?
I caught one of those, or like I saw like a Golo didn't fire or something, and I was like,
Yeah, I had some really frustrating stuff with Ox and the openers, and that is the state of squadrons. Every team's dealing with it, so
yeah. I guess for me, the last question is season 9. Will we expect to see some form of Tempasta back? I think I would expect you guys to come back. I think it'd be great to have you guys back. But you don't have to answer it if you don't want to. Just curious, do you think there'll be a Tempasta or Tempest back next season?
Signs point to no.
What'd you say?
I said signs point to no, but I mean nothing's set in stone, right?
Yeah, I mean we've said no the last 2 seasons, I think. So, we'll see.
Okay. Well, congratulations to a great season for you guys. An unfortunate finish, but you guys did great. Your first, second place finish, I think, in SCL. So, you can take that with you.
Second one.
What's your second?
4, yeah, season 4, we finished second in the finals, I think. Or wait, did we finish third?
I thought you
finished. Baywatch?
I thought you finished third.
In season 4, we finished second to Baywatch. Season 3, we finished second to Randos. Season 2, we finished we lost in the quarterfinals to Randos. So yeah, since season 3, we have been in the finals.
Yeah. So like we were all saying all game, like this is why you guys are here every year. So I would hope to see you guys in season 9, but if not, great job. Enjoy a little time off, and hope we'll see you in season 10. Spoon, any closing thoughts for these guys?
Yeah, I mean, I share the same remarks. I mean, that's you guys. Even if this would unfortunately be the last time, which I think everybody still hopes it's not. I think, the legacy is definitely there. It's always going to be there. The trophy case will always, and I don't think anybody will doubt that.
Thanks for the kind words, Spoon. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Savrip. Good job, everyone.
Thank you guys for your time, and we'll see you in the off season. Okay, me and Spoon will drop down to interview too, since I think they're probably celebrating right now.
All right.
Oh. And I am joined by Savrip Squadron. Guys, congratulations. Thoughts?
Oh boy!
Thank
you.
Thoughts? None. Head empty. Only panic.
That was last season.
I'll let Spoon get the first question.
Vibrating.
I'll let Spoon get the first question because I'm also kind of jazzed up to celebrate with you guys. Let's Spoon. Any questions for these guys on this fantastic final?
I mean, with a series of 5 games, up and downs, a lot of highs, a lot of lows for both teams. I can only imagine, Rebel kind of already asked, but how are y'all feeling right now?
A little bit in disbelief. A lot been good.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Medium to high amounts of kind of shaky and tingly.
Creek.
It's. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, you have no idea. As a caster, I try and say neutral, but after game 4 win, I was literally shaking, and I had to tell Spoon to kind of close the game 4 like announcements because I had to calm myself down. Like that series was nuts.
I'm sorry, Rebel. You were shaking.
You were shaking.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's like I can understand the emotion. I'm trying. My point is, I can understand the emotion. The emotion there was like really high because game 4, especially, a lot of us, and myself included, wrote you guys off. We're like, this is over. You know, game 4 is over, and here comes Tempasta to win this. And your defense was fantastic. Thoughts on game 4's defense there from you guys?
Was that the one where Hod murdered Ek?
No, that was game 4, I think.
This is what we're talking about. Game
Yeah, we're talking
four.
about
this is
Oh,
when the
shit,
shields
never mind.
came back on the Star Destroyer.
Oh god,
On
Sagan's
Esseles.
insane
It-
defense.
that was a great defense, but also at the same time, like, not gonna lie, we almost kind of threw it.
Well, because Tempesta was cranking the damage down on the ISD, right? And
Oh,
the
yeah.
shields came back up, and part of it was, and we said it, like they started defending the MC instead of going full on the damage, which kind of bought you guys time. But then you guys counter defended it instead of just trying to steamroll the damage, so it became almost an emotions mind game between each other. And I thought you guys would let the Raider take it. At one point, I'm like, are they going to go back and defend with Ford and let the Raider do the work? Like, are they panicking here? What's going on?
Yeah, right. Well, and I panicked and decided to defend, which, like, on the one hand was the right choice because I stopped a torpedo. On the other hand, it was the wrong choice because we needed the damage. It was absurdly hectic, and we were just like, we got to get the damage in. Like, looking for somebody. I think it was Hod saw the last weak spot, which Quinn took, which was like the
Yes.
clutch last little bit that we needed. And it was. Oh, go ahead.
So, from my perspective, we were doing the MC burn. I went evasive because I was being shot at, but it was an AI, and the AI killed me. So I thought, oh no, I lose SCL because of an AI. How wonderfully ironic. But I get out of hangar. The first thing I do is I drop a chaff right in front of me as I'm running out because I saw MLMs and a Pro Torp heading my way. And then I heard Hod and everyone else call out the weak spot, and I was like, okay, this is it. This is my do or die moment. If I fuck this up, I am never gonna let myself live this down. And boom.
That's actually a good segue. Like, especially after game 1, right? You guys came out strong and won a game 1, which no one expected you to do, right? But then I kind of think in T and 3, emotions kind of ran there, right? And so, kind of walk me through 2 and 3, right? Especially 2 is a match you should have won and you didn't. So
One, yeah.
so
2 and 3, we both should have won. I mean, it's well, okay, should have. I'll put an asterisk on it because obviously, Tempest was also playing extremely good tonight. Like,
oh yeah,
like this came down to like a series of oops. Were there any games where it wasn't?
no,
like-
they're all
No,
base races.
I think every game was a base race.
Every game was a base
Yeah.
race.
Well, so
Uh.
2 we felt pretty bad once we got to the end, and we lost when it was on 1 health. But we're like,
Yeah,
okay,
that
that's
was,
all right.
was that game 2 or game? It was Empire on Nadiri.
Yeah, it
There,
was
the
Empire and
shields
Fury.
came back
Nadiri
up,
was game
and
two.
and the MC was at 1. I was screaming my head off that the
Yeah.
shields came back up.
Oh yeah.
I was so devastated. A lot of you guys went for there was a weak spot on the tail to power, on the stem to power,
Mm,
and like 2 or 3 of you guys died trying to get it. I was like, no, that's
Yep,
what
yep.
you need. That's what it was.
That-
Um,
and
And then the shields went back up, and I was lining up
At
a torp
one.
run with my my TIE fighter, and shields went back up, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna kamikaze boost straight forward, and before I could even do that,
It was very
ISD
close.
goes-
I wasn't sure who took it. I do have a question also about that game. I know, Hod, I see you're muted. I don't know if you heard any questions. A lot of people were talking in that same game about you coming out instead of support, and you came out in defender in that game too for the MC attack. Was there any what was the mindset going into that? Because I know a lot of people are wondering.
I mean, like, a lot of games in both this finals and the semifinals where I'm in the Reaper, like, you are under so much pressure from all kinds of different sources. And, like, I mean, during the defense prior to us going in on the MC during that game, I was, like, pushed back, hangering in the ISD, coming back out and immediately, like, getting locked on. Like, there's literally, I'm a walking morale pinata waiting to be claimed by Tempest. But if I come out in a defender, I'm contributing an ion missile and lasers to our MC burn. We're not going to get if I'm trying cross midfield in a Reaper and dying.
No, I think a lot of people, especially other Reaper players as a whole, will also agree with you in that sentiment. Yeah, that was my main point. I think I wanted to get the voice out there for that.
I think, and before letting you guys go back, and well, I have two before you guys go back and celebrate. First is Game 5. You guys are coming into it. You just had a miraculous comeback in Game 4. And the opening was very tight. So what were your thoughts going through the opening, and how, as you were losing it, how do we win this game? Or is this just one of the things where we're trying to mitigate damage? What was the emotion and thought process after the opening of Game 5?
We were feeling pretty good when we realized that it wasn't going to be a full bar. Like, the fact that, even though we lost a bomber, knowing that it's going to be like, you're only going to get half the bar, we can go straight Raider, and the remaining bomber can pick up a pack or two. Like, we can probably just make up for it. And it's NR. It was NR, right? We were NR?
Yeah,
I've already forgot. Yeah. And NR's comebacks are historically better. This season, at least. So we're like, yeah, we can, if we just play tight, if we make up for the fact that we've got this, like, if we do this short defense well, like, if we let them get it like a full attack, that's bad. But if we actually take this, like, half advantage that we've got, we can make it work. And then we did. And that's it was not letting it get us, in our own heads after air quotes losing the flip.
I guess I got to ask about that. When did you guys recognize that, okay, we're not going to win this flip, or we don't want to win this flip. Let's try to make this a short attack for them. What stage did you kind of realize that? Or was that something that came after the flip?
Oh, God, that was like 10 seconds before flip. And I'll be honest, I didn't have any thoughts about, like, oh, let's try to not win it. I was still like, keep going. But, I mean, I guess luckily we didn't keep going. Yeah. No, I mean, and I don't know if you're going to ask about it, but, well, no, okay, well, sorry. First, does anybody else have anything they want to say about that open?
Which
open again?
Sorry.
Game 5.
I've been answering all the messages
so Game 5,
for this entire thing.
Wait
I do
a
remember
minute.
Game 5
Did we talk about
specifically.
the earlier than Game 5? Did we talk about the
That's what I was
DC
about to
opener?
mention.
No,
The
we
DC opener where
on
Lauren
SLEs?
comes in,
Oh my God.
fucking clutch,
Oh, no.
and saves
Yeah.
the day.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
that's,
don't know if that was the opening. I think
No,
that
it was,
it was right
Yeah,
after.
it was after
you
the
guys were
opening.
coming off of offense. You guys were
Yeah.
coming off your first
Yeah.
offense.
Yeah,
Oh, is
I-
that when that happened? Okay.
Yeah, because
okay.
Plant died during that offense, and that was.
I
the
died during
problem.
the offense in a gunboat because I forgot to swap back to regular farm, and then I ended up I got out of the hangar and I couldn't do anything.
and you DC'd, yeah. I mean, I didn't. I personally didn't touch upon it because Lauren did a fantastic job of coming in and covering because it shortened the defenses down. Unfortunately, you guys lost that game. But me and Spoon talked about a lot at that moment. That Lauren definitely came at the right moment and was because right after DC obviously, but she was able to pick up the farm very quickly because you needed that defense to be quick, and you guys did do
Yeah.
defense there, right? Just unfortunately, you end up losing that game. And I think Spoon, you said it. I don't think the DC affected you guys. That loss was other factors. The DC was just happenstance in the way. It
I
happened.
think
Yeah.
so.
Oh
I
my
noticed
God, like,
Oh, good.
that was one of those literal, like, the MC and ISD both went down at more or less the same time. They were both on the kill feed that match.
Yep. I think talking about that same defense with the disconnect, I think there was a very good call between, I think, Krieg and Sagan. You both were at the start of the phase were trying to take the out of phase, but as soon as the disconnect happened, you guys left the out of phase, went to Raider, and then came back and finished it, kind of to get the quicker morale because it was a high oop. Was that something intentional, or did I just notice something that
when
wasn't?
you have that high oop, you gotta take advantage of it in different ways. So we just adjusted as much as we could on the fly.
So that was an intentional. You guys were like, let's leave this oop, let's go to Raider.
Oh yeah.
Because of the disconnect, or was that just
not
the call?
Not because of the disconnect, just because of the state of the out of phase.
Okay.
We've really liked doing the like if the best source of morale is like Raider and farm, we take Raider, and then if we can spend our time going and ooping instead of like chasing around some of the most evasive players in the game, then we'll just go do something actually useful.
Right.
Like shooting
And
at the
then-
target we have to whittle
And
down.
then if we have that cruiser down to 1 and I got the call, we're in the danger zone. I can't see the morale bar, but somebody else makes the call of don't take it yet. You're going to be wasting morale if you take it right now. So we had to save that to use its full morale value once we were back into offense later.
So that was an intentional call to take it during your offensive phase, because that was
Correct.
you brought it up, that was another
Correct.
concern I had.
It was a little, maybe it wasn't as timed exactly when we wanted that to happen, but yeah, the call was made.
When you're on offense, like morale is literally 3 times as hard to come by, but destroying a frigate is still going to give you the full 15 amount. So like, if it's a matter of like 10 seconds or less for farm to take that flip rather than finishing the out of, it's just no question. I also
Okay.
Go on.
You're saying it's more value to take the frigate in phase rather than try to save it and set up for a dupe.
It depends.
Gotcha.
There's so
Maybe
many
like
factors.
it's close enough that you can jump, because I think you guys did use that to jump onto Star Destroyer. With
Right.
that round.
I mean, like it really like it will come down to a split second decision, and usually I'm making those calls, and I mean most of them work out.
Yeah, because really the entire frigate phase is about setting up that good flagship attack.
Yeah.
Like however you get that, whether it's single oop, double oop, just taking everything in phase and like getting a gen, like
Yeah.
it all comes down to, can you make the flagship work?
There's one other thing I'll also tack on to like this idea of high oops. It's like, no matter what, like if you fail to secure your auto phase during your offense and you like leave a frigate at like 50 or 60, like that frigate's still going to be at 50 or 60 on your next offense. Like it has to die at some point for you to win the game.
Yeah.
So like, why not, rather, if like you're not in a position to go for some timely PK and you're not a farmer, whittling down those high oops is going to slowly like claw you closer.
Right. And that's interesting you say that, because Tempasta did the same thing. Scribbler, at the right moments when he knew he had no other work to do, would go in and plasma burst your guys' midships. And it's interesting that because both of you knew that were like those like small margins wins games. So you're doing it against each other, which led to interesting moments, because in the way the meta shifted here, because you guys were whittling each other down on each other's offenses and defenses, so things were moving faster than everyone was expecting, and you guys, both sides, had to adjust. And Tempasta, I think, did just as well as you guys making these adjustments, and that's why it came down to these insane base races, because the midship phase almost was just like a roadblock to getting to the ISD, as opposed to a back and forth kind of deal. And you make a great point about that. And I think a lot of teams need to think about that defensive management as, if you're not going to do anything, then shoot the big ship, because it's still there in front of you. Don't forget about it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's just kind of the development, like that, like, I still think that there's like a lot of new ideas and like strategy still like being worked on, like when there's like teams that are like super focused on trying to win. And I think that like what you were saying, and to put it into just different words, is kind of just like a strong commendation of Tempest, skill and strategic mindset going into the series. I mean, makes the victory all that sweeter to know that they're also, working hard and coming up with the same strategies and ideas.
Yeah, I mean, and I said this to them as well. No one expected Tempasta to roll over on you guys, and some people are saying, oh, maybe they're not as ready mentally, whatever. No, Tempasta is always a great team that is trying to find the next margins, and they brought their A game to you guys. You outflew them tonight, and it's that was the show of the night that you guys just had the finer margins against them. I have one more question, and this is gonna go straight to Quinn.
Yep.
We've been waiting since Cal Cup 1. I wish I was there with you, but how does it feel? How does it feel? You finally got a championship.
Oh my god.
Oh.
It is not only did after a lot of us have been in the scene for an extremely long time.
I'm gonna open this to the rest of the team, but I really want to direct to you because you and I have flown for Savrip for so long, and
I have been with Savrip since day one, more or less. And so it feels absolutely cathartic to be on the roster when Savrip gets a win. And on top of all of that, I was the one to get the kill credit on ISD on Game 5. So.
I was cheering so hard I didn't even notice that. And also to Lauren Sagan, you guys have been long-standing members of Savrip, and I'm glad that you were able to take part in this. You guys grinded with us, and you were able to bring in Hod, Krieg, and Platt this season in a melding that finally shored up all the gaps, to everyone on the team. I hope it feels good. You guys put it together here at the end, and for me to have watched it all, I'm excited and proud to have been a part of it as a caster. Obviously not on the team, but as a caster. Spoon, any closing thoughts from you before we let these guys celebrate?
No, I just another all around congratulations. You guys played awesome out there. I think that was just a really fun series to watch and cast. So thank you guys for putting on a good show.
Yep, and I hope
absolutely. Just one last little remark. When we got this team together, when we took one half of Savrip and super glued it to one half of Panic, we took a look at the roster and we were like, hey, we have a group of players that has the potential to get far. We have a team that we have the talent to win. And it looked a little rough for a little bit, especially in the back half, so rounds 2 and 3 especially. But if we finally lived up to our potential as a squad and we took the dub, and I cannot be more proud.
I admire that, and congratulations to you guys on Season 8 championship. I hope we see you guys in Season 9, not breaking up, I hope. You don't have to answer it if you don't want to, but I'm hoping we'll see you guys in Season 9.
I have no clue what's happening, to be honest.
Okay, well, again, you have to answer right now.
We had one thing on our minds. We had one thing on our minds.
This was all we were thinking about.
Yeah, I haven't been thinking about that for the past 2 weeks, honestly, at least.
Well, that's for me as a fan of SCL, and I obviously as a Savrip, hope you guys stick together. But I'll let you guys get the closing thoughts before me and Spoon close the cast. Anything you guys want to say as champions before you head off to the night?
That couldn't have gone any cooler. That was one of the most fun I'd ever had playing a game. They gave us the absolute best competition there on the battlefield, and we're always supportive scrim partners off. And I can't ask for better rivals, This was a fantastic showing from all the teams involved. We played Niwi, Siren, as well as Baywatch in these playoffs. Every team made us get tighter together. And if we didn't have any of them to play any of those games, it wouldn't have brought us as far as we did tonight.
Excellent words from you, Sagan. Thank you. And thank you all, Savrip, for joining us tonight. And congratulations on your big win. Go and celebrate. And we hopefully see you in Season 9.
Yep. Also, one last thing. Shout out to Baywatch for warming us up. Thank you. You guys are awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, Baywatch, for the warm-ups.
Savrip, if you head back to our realm.
One last thing.
Yeah.
I'm the best. Woo!
We'll let them walk out.
Oh my
Let them
God.
walk out. Go. Let them walk out. Enjoy, guys.
Also, much appreciated for casting our games, guys.
No, thank you for putting a show.
Yep.
Spoon, any last thoughts on Season 8 here on this cast?
I mean, it's just been a great season all around. I think every team came out with. Even though Baywatch had its own upset. I mean, it definitely feels a lot better that we lost to the team that won the championship.
I mean, for me, oh, go ahead. Sorry, I'm sorry.
But I think, and not just from the Baywatch side of things, I think from a general, I think there's not many teams that can complain about how this season went. I think everybody has something to be excited about, to be proud of an accomplishment from the season.
Yeah, I agree. This playoffs was the closest playoffs we've had in a long time. And it was exciting casting the games. I could cast, watching the games I could watch. Even the Challenger division, which is still going on. Orange and Niwi Siren have yet to play, and they have yet to schedule it. So that's still coming up, and we'll get that out as soon as we can. But across top to bottom, this has been some of the best playoffs we've had in a long time. The excitement reminded me of the Cal Cup days, and I'm hoping some teams can bring this energy into season 9. In closing, though, Spoon, thank you for joining me tonight. You and Ali were great. Spoon, this was wonderful actually casting with you. You have been a fantastic co-caster. I had fun casting with you and catching these cool moments, and doing the base races with you was fantastic. So thank you for being here.
Oh, definitely. The heart rate monitor would have been definitely been high, I think, if it was available.
Exactly. So we're going to close this cast. This was an SCF production of the SCL Season 8 Championship Finals. I am Rebel Pilot. That was Spoon. Thank you all for joining us tonight. I will go into the closing screen and probably raid Tasty Bombs. He'll be surprised to see 26 people join him. Thank you, everyone, and have a good night.